a look at. For free information, call or text to 888-411-4130 or click this video to learn more.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more, all at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
ccbank.com. Member FDIC. Hey friends, Vince Colonnese here. If you are a young professional working on the Hill or at a think tank and you're interested in getting a master's degree to better understand the principles of constitutional government, then you should check out Hillsdale College's Master of Arts in Government program. This part-time program fits your busy schedule with evening and weekend classes. What's more, accepted students receive scholarships, usually up to full tuition. The Hillsdale in DC campus just completed a major renovation and expansion. It's truly grand, with unmatched resources and spaces for students to study and gather. It's beautiful. You can even talk with the dean, the faculty, and current students at an admissions information session at the campus this spring. So if you're interested in a serious education for serious public servants, then go to vinceforhillsdale.com to learn more. Apply by May 15th to start classes in the fall. That's vinceforhillsdale.com. vinceforhillsdale.com.
We're with Liam after his fourth military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with all service members and their families. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
WMAL, more than just politics, because laughter is the best medicine. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Hey now. Yes. I was doing a lot of work. I was my best girl and I at home. We were at home on Saturday night. We had been out, and then we came home, and we were having a nice time out and about on a patio part of the time. Then an indoor place. Then we came home. Hey, the correspondence dinner is on. Let's watch that. And we were hanging out. We were watching the big screen TV, and we had stopped paying attention for a couple of minutes, and then looked up and said, looks like everything has changed at the correspondence dinner. And I know this was happening to lots of people around the world. It's probably C-SPAN's highest rated night, and which is not saying a lot, but nevertheless. And then we started watching, and I had hit record on the digital video recorder, the DVR, and so I was able to rewind to the top, and my best girl and I watching it going through the rest of the evening, as were many people across the country. And the next day, here is CNN, and this goes actually with Don Lemon. We'll get to that later. The headline at CNN was, how would an assassination attempt be staged? How would an assassination attempt be staged? Because everything they spread is a Civil War lie. They're pretty amazing stuff. These people. And of course, presidents who are murdered. Abraham Lincoln assassinated by a Democrat who really wanted to keep slaves. That happened at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. The first Republican president ever took away the Democrats' slaves, and they loved slavery, so they had to murder him. James Garfield, that was 1865. President James Garfield, another Republican, assassinated in 1881. William McKinley, another Republican, assassinated in 1901. And then not until 1963, the next president assassinated, John F. Kennedy, assassinated by a Democrat who today would be running for the Senate as a Democrat. Honestly, Lee Harvey Oswald would be right in the mainstream of the Democrat Party today, loving the Soviet Union and Cuba and communism. The Democrat Party is there with him now. They're also there with Sirhan Sirhan, who assassinated Bobby Kennedy in 1968 at the Ambassador Hotel, Los Angeles, California, the night of the California primary, because He was too pro-Israel. And the Democrats, they're terrorizing Jews all over America today. They're much closer to Sirhan politically, the Democrats are today, than they are to Bobby Kennedy. Bobby Kennedy was much closer to where I am politically. John F. Kennedy was much closer to where I am today politically. But the Democrats are much closer to where Lee Harvey Oswald was and where Sirhan was when they murdered the Kennedys. And the Democrat Party, they hate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and they hate him. And his life is in danger because of them. He's got, they're just not big supporters of the Kennedy family, these people. Amazing stuff. But the Democrat Party, then, listen, they shot Theodore Roosevelt, Republican president. They shot at Gerald Ford twice. Two crazy liberal women shot at Gerald Ford twice and tried to kill him. They shot Ronald Reagan in the chest at the Washington Hilton Hotel, the same hotel. They shot Donald Trump. The Democrat Party, if the media weren't their bootlicks, I think the Democrat Party would have a reputation by now. If academia were not a Democrat Party stronghold, where they teach everyone to hate. It's like being raised by the Islamic Revolution in Tehran, raised on a steady diet of hatred for everyone around you who doesn't think everything that you think and exactly the same way. And again, Islamism is very, very similar to modern liberalism in the United States of America. If you disagree with them on anything, they just might shoot and kill you because they're violent, criminally insane, mentally ill people. And that's kind of sad, isn't it? It's more than sad, though, because it's bloody and dangerous and violent and murderous, and they're the Democrat Party. All right, now let's go to President Trump. President Trump, when this happened, it was we're watching it closely, and I'm texting with my brother in New York and with other people, various people, and saying, hey, Trump says he's going to come back to the dinner. He's evacuated by the Secret Service. You got the counter-assault team with the rifles and the helmets up on the desk in front of him, and the stage 4 body armor and the heavy, and the CAT team, they call it, the counter-assault team, rushed right up on stage, evacuated the vice president in no time. Security details all over the building started rushing out. Cabinet members, because the Democrat was there to kill as many administration officials as he could, and what he hoped would be a mass political assassination. Again, amazing that he wasn't killed himself. When it happened, President Trump said, all right, we got the guy, and he's in custody. And he said, I want to go back. Let's finish the dinner. I got a speech to give, and they have this mentalist guy in there who was talking to the president and the first lady and the White House press secretary when the shooting started. You could see all their faces. And Wei Zhejiang, the CBS News reporter, who's the president of the White House Correspondents Association for the dinner. And you can see them all reacting in the video. The president is being rushed away. He actually fell down when he was being rushed away for just a moment. And then he said, oh, look, is it over? Let's go back and finish the dinner. I got a speech to give. And I bet it was going to be a great speech. He should come on TV and deliver it today. He really should. But now they're saying we're going to do the dinner again within the next 30 days, and we'll see if that happens. It might happen. A different location. And the president said correctly, and we were saying it too right away, I think before he said it, said this is another obvious reason to have a big ballroom on the grounds of the White House. The president is building, not with taxpayer money, but with private sector money, not costing the taxpayers a dime. And the Democrats want to blow it up and tear it down because they're the Taliban, because they're the Islamic Revolution, because they're Hamas, because they are Sirhan. They are Lee Harvey Oswald. The Democrat Party today should probably be banned in the name of public safety. But President Trump, the Secret Service said, listen, maybe you should go back to the White House and hold a press conference there. It'll be in the safety and security of the White House briefing room, and all the reporters will come back dressed in black tie, and the ladies will have their evening gowns and all that good stuff, and the men in black tie will have black tie White House briefing with the president in black tie, and the Democrats, were trying to assassinate the president of the United States again because they're violent criminals, mentally ill, fascists. President Trump said, okay, he finally agreed, and it took some back and forth, as I understand it. And the Secret Service and the White House staff, I think, said, let's go back to the White House, hold it, President. This is a crime scene. The FBI director stayed in the room, never left, Kash Patel. And he's the one guy that the Democrat didn't want to murder this time around because he's a racist, I assume. That's probably it. But here's President Trump at the White House in the briefing room after the dinner was called, pulled the plug. Outside of the White House, there are a bunch of left-wing, mentally ill lunatics who were attacking the motorcade. There's one lady running out and attacking the motorcade. She was arrested, should have been tased and beaten with nightsticks, but that's really just for my benefit. Let's go to President Trump, the White House briefing room, because I would have liked that. The video is pretty crazy. I think we have that too. President Trump at the White House after the dinner, he came in and he spoke, and then he started taking questions and giving answers with news media all dressed in formal wear.
This was an event dedicated to freedom of speech that was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members of the press. And in a certain way it did, because the fact that they just unified, I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way very beautiful, a very beautiful thing to see a man charge a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons. And he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly.
Yeah, that's acted very quickly, and they did, and they're catching a lot of grief, the Secret Service. But I got to say, in this instance, I think that the security perimeter will look different next time, and maybe the Washington Hilton will never be the home to Ronald Reagan was shot there. They then built it's where John Hinckley shot him, and James Brady, and Tim McCarthy, a Secret Service agent, and Thomas Delahanty, a D.C. police officer. And the Democrats can't wait to buy John Hinckley T-shirts and to buy tickets to John Hinckley guitar concerts because they're violently, criminally insane, and bloodlust is a very dangerous. The Democrat Party is they put the country in an extremely dangerous position. 75 million people voted for the other guy, and the Democrats immediately started attacking 75 million people and the guy that was elected. When they gave us that fascist, Nazi, racist, Barack Obama for 8 years, it was raised by a commie and all that, Frank Marshall Davis. President Trump at the White House Saturday night.
So as you know, this is not the first time in the past couple of years that our republic has been attacked by a would-be assassin who sought to kill. In Butler, Pennsylvania, less than 2 years ago, you all know that story. And in Palm Beach, Florida, a few months after that, we came close.
We came close. The news media, now then President Trump, amazingly, he never stops. He did an interview with 60 Minutes with CBS News. And Axios, left-wingers at Axios, their headline today is, "One uncomfortable question was all it took for President Trump to resume hostilities with the Washington press less than 24 hours after their shared brush with death." It wasn't really their shared brush with death. They were in the audience. President Trump was the target. That's not a shared brush with death. You people are mental dwarves. You honestly are. You have no sense of self-awareness whatsoever, and no sense of irony, as I've been saying for many years. President Trump.
First Lady and I were taken very well care of, very quickly rushed off the stage. Vice President J.D. Vance, who's here, was likewise beautifully done. He was just saying how quickly everybody acted, law enforcement, Secret Service in particular in this case.
That's and honestly, it did move very quickly. If you look at it, I thought for a moment, wow, the vice president has rushed out very quickly, but the president's still there. And then I looked at it again, and it really was very quick. And I think that the president's personal protective detail hit pause for just a moment so that the counter-assault team, the guys with the rifles and the helmets, could rush out and surround the president. in case there were more Democrats coming because, the room was full of them. President Trump.
The man has been captured. They're going to his apartment. I guess he lives in California, and he's a sick person, a very sick person, and we don't want things like this to happen.
The manifesto, I want to get to the manifesto with you because he sounds just like, a lot of people's Democrat kids who went away to college just fine and then came home like Pol Pot, little Pol Pot. That's a Cambodia Khmer Rouge reference. Most Democrats have no idea what happened before last week, I found. President Trump.
And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House correspondence. It was really based on free speech in our Constitution. But I said very importantly that we'll do it again within the next 30 days, and we'll make it bigger and better and even nicer.
He's already planning the next party, the next dinner. The guy, he's brushing off assassination attempts like some people brush off, a bird pooping on your windshield. Oh, another day, more bird droppings on my windshield. And also the King of England and his Queen consort are coming into Washington today. I assume they're flying into Andrews. And we'll be spending time with the President of the United States. 250th anniversary of us kicking them out. And it's funny, I went by, my best girl and I, we went by the British Embassy yesterday. We were going down to the mall to go see the reflecting pool empty and being painted bright blue and stuff. We went down there and it was fun. But we went by the British Embassy and there are all kinds of people crowded in front of the British Embassy. And I was reminded, and there were cars blocking the road, massive. And I was reminded, oh yeah, the king is coming in tomorrow. Hey, look, there aren't any no kings protests. The Democrats are not protesting no kings because they're mental dwarves. The president Saturday night at the White House.
I also want to thank the press, the media. You've been very responsible in your coverage. I will say I've been seeing what's been quiet. You've been very responsible.
Yeah. Who was it at CNN that reported that the gunman had been killed? Oh, yeah, Caitlin Collins reported that the gunman had been killed. It turns out a number of press organizations reported that the gunman had been killed, and I think it's best that he has not been killed. This way we can waterboard him and use electroshock and not really, just kidding. The Democrats would, President Trump.
Yet everybody in that room, big crowd, record-setting crowd. There was a record-setting group of people. And there was a tremendous amount of love and coming together. I watched, and I was very, very impressed by that.
Very impressed by that. The president, listen, he hasn't even started taking questions yet from the press at the White House on Saturday night. After the attempted assassination, I should differentiate, after the latest attempted assassination by the Democrat Party of the man that they call a fascist and Hitler and the death of democracy itself and the death of our nation. And then the mentally ill people that, this guy, the would-be presidential assassin, would-be mass political murderer, mass political assassin. He's an overeducated Democrat liberal. And I think he's really perfectly typical of the average liberal Democrat today. I was glad to see the Democrats mix it up a little in terms of race and ethnicity, too, because they keep sending us all these white guys, the suicide attacks and the self-immolators and, the Democrat Party. Finally, they mixed it up a little bit of color. So, I mean, they're the party of slavery. You guys should show it. And we're at 888-630-9625.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Tyson's, the crash is on International Drive, north of 123 Chain Bridge Road at Galleria Drive. Maryland, Marlboro Pike at Silver Hill Road for a crash. Beltway slowing between 50 and 214 Central Avenue. Had the incident along the far right side there. 66, not seeing too much of a delay into Fair Oaks, but I do have a crash reported eastbound 66 as you come up to Route 50 Fair Oaks. So be careful in that area. Now from Garage Door Repair Doctor. WMAL.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Sunny and pleasant, our warmest day of the week. High 70, mostly clear overnight, low 45.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more, all at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Every Nissan Frontier is battle tested. Its frame is twisted. Its door slammed 13,920 times. And its bed drop tested over and over. We do all that to the V6 powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next. At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life. Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine. Not algorithms, not generic reports, but real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals. Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics, but what truly matters is what comes next. We interpret the results, connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led personalized plan you can act on with confidence. Because information alone doesn't change outcomes. At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test. It begins there. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
Don't forget
That's
to make
888-8000-PLC.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
WMAL, making sense of education, because what's happening in your kid's school matters. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
I've got a lot more audio of President Trump, who's had a very, very busy and eventful weekend and has done a number of interviews, including 60 Minutes, where And they might be barred from the White House from now on after this interview. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to, and I'm going to share a bunch of it with you. Let's go to Marty, calling from the Ozarks. Marty, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning. Good morning. I hope everything is going well.
Heck yeah. You know, what could go wrong? It's Washington, D.C.
With the mentalist on stage when all of this happened, I would have thought that he would have seen this coming.
You know, that's a fair point. He must not be a very good mentalist. The Democrats got a mentalist that can't see anything. What is with that?
And I bet he charged an arm and a leg.
That he charged an arm and a leg. I got to tell you, I was looking forward to the president's speech. I was looking forward to the mentalist guy, named Oz Perlman, O-Z, but he says Oz, not Oz. He's the Wizard of Oz. Oz Perlman, and he's been all over the media before the Correspondents' Dinner, since the Correspondents' Dinner. And why didn't he see this coming? I guess, you know, he's not a futurist, Marty. He's a mentalist.
Oh,
yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah, and I think, you know, if you're a Democrat and you call yourself a mentalist, that's potentially problematic, I think.
Well, it'll be something new tomorrow. It doesn't matter what they call themselves.
I think most of them are mentalists in one way or another. And honestly, the Democrat Party is just, they're completely berserk. They're very unwell.
Well, not only are they not democratic, but if they threw a party, would you really want to go to that? I mean, yeesh.
Worst party ever. I got to tell you, they really, no, you're absolutely right. You get monkeypox just walking through the room. I don't think you really want to be hanging with these people. We've got amazing audio. Marty, thank you very much, buddy. We've got amazing audio coming up. The president of the news media. We've got conspiracy theorists and communists. You know, they all call themselves Democrats.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. Correspondents' Dinner shooting suspect Cole Allen due in court for arraignment today.
We expect this to be a relatively short first appearance before a magistrate judge. We know that he has been under heavy lockup and heavy security since he was taken into custody Saturday night at the Washington Hilton. And we are told via law enforcement sources that at first he was talkative and cooperating, telling his side of the story a little bit. But then we're told that went down to a trickle and he stopped talking and has not been talking much since. Right now, the planned charge is 2 counts of using a firearm during a crime of violence and assault on a federal officer using a dangerous weapon. We are told more charges could be filed.
Fox News' David Spunt. The shooting is raising questions about security at the venue, the Washington Hilton.
Authorities believe that Cole Allen was a registered guest here at the Washington Hilton, and that's how he was simply able to access the hotel in the first place.
Being a hotel allowed people to enter the location without their bags being searched and without being vetted.
Now that hotel closed to the public at 2 ahead of the dinner start at 8. And from there, access was restricted to hotel guests, which would technically include Allen and people with tickets to the event.
7 News' Liana Golden. The Virginia State Supreme Court is hearing arguments at this hour in a lawsuit challenging Virginia's congressional redistricting map.
There are multiple lawsuits against Virginia's congressional redistricting effort, and most were filed before voters decided last week to approve a temporary redraw of their congressional map favoring Democrats. The Virginia Supreme Court previously said despite the lawsuits, the vote could proceed, and if it passed, they would deal with the challenges. Today, they hear arguments in Scott versus McDougal. Republican State Senator Ryan McDougal sued Virginia House Speaker Don Scott, alleging Democrats violated established procedures in order to pass a constitutional amendment. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Questions remain about the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran as peace talks fell apart this past weekend.
Both sides insist that they hold the cards to end this war on their terms. Iran's foreign minister is currently right now in Russia after visiting Oman and Pakistan twice over the weekend to discuss the war. Iran's latest proposal to the U.S. demands that the U.S. essentially lift its blockade of ships to Iranian ports and exchange Iran Iran will reopen the Strait of Hormuz to international shipping. Only then, Iran says, would it later negotiate with the U.S. about its nuclear program.
Fox News' Brian Yanis. A full tour bus flipped over in the dead of night early Sunday
on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway with dozens of people on board. A bus flipped over on the southbound side before 1 a.m. We're told 40 people were on board. One person was seriously hurt. Firefighters from Prince George's and Howard counties were on scene there, as well as crews from Fort Meade and BWI.
7 News' Josh Chapin. The crash took place south of Route 198. Checking your money. The Dow is down 9 points at this hour. NASDAQ is down 59. Up next, traffic and weather on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more, all at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
How did I lose weight? And I did. Lean right here. I did. I love this stuff. Listen, Brickhouse Nutrition been with me for a long time. So chatting with Miles, I'm up at like 235. True story. I never minded being 235, but you know what minded? My knees that were falling apart and my back. I'm like, I don't know what, before I started really lifting, probably about 190. So 235 was a lot. I said, I got to lose some LBs, Miles. He said, Dan, we're going to sick our team of docs and researchers on it, and we're going to get you a really good product because I don't want to take a lot of these needles and stuff. You know what he did? He got lean. He got lean. I got lean, using lean, LEA, and the product works. Me and Paula both use it. I'm now down about 200, 202. Losing weight's a pain. I've been there. You look in the mirror, you're getting a little gooey as you get older. No good. Breakhouse Nutrition is one of the best products out there. It works like most of these GLP-1s. Those are weight loss injections. They help control blood sugar and curb appetite, so you eat less. There's really no mystery to how they work. But that's what lean was created to do, without the needles, but it replicates the benefits of these injections. Lean supports healthy blood sugar, helps reduce spikes and cravings. It drives snacking and cravings. I'm telling you, I can vouch for it and use it myself. Get healthier, lose those unnecessary pounds. Right? Lean goes a step further. Helps your body burn fat, turn it into energy instead of storing it. No prescriptions, no needles. You've been thinking about losing weight? Let's go. No more wasted time. Try it today. Just give it a shot. I'm not confident it's going to work for you. Go to brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Use promo code Dan, my first name, for 20% off. Paula just bought some of this last night. Bought some of it. Brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Promo code Dan. Pick up your bottle of lean today. Give it a shot. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. It's not a substitute or alternative for care from a healthcare provider. Thank you, Brickhouse Nutrition. Give lean a shot.
WMAL traffic and weather. Here is Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Several stretches of the Beltway still very slow on the Interloop northbound. You're still under speed from Springfield up to Gallows Road. Interloop after that, between Georgetown Pike and the George Washington Parkway, it was an accident. That was moved over to the side of the road. Montgomery County Interloop is slow from 355 over toward Georgia Avenue. And as you continue on the Interloop, you'll be in a delay now from 202 down to 214 Central Avenue. Outer loop of the Beltway is slow from Ritchie Marlborough Road up to Central Avenue and from New Hampshire Avenue to Georgia Avenue. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
We'll continue to roll through our Monday with more dry pavement around. Looks like a little wet weather around Tuesday, Wednesday. Sunshine, some cloud today, 70. Tonight, clear 45. Some showers tomorrow afternoon, 65. Wednesday, a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm, high 70. On the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicon, WMAL.
58 degrees now at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Last night, shortly after the shooting stopped, I spoke to President Trump on the phone and I asked him, "How are you doing?" And he told me, "Peter, I feel like a piñata."
Wow. After this was all over, President Trump called Fox News senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy at home. The President of the United States called as 12:30, midnight 30. President just held a press conference. Doocy was in the room. Doocy goes home. The president calls him on the phone. And I said, and he said, hey, Mr. President, how you doing? How you feeling? He said, I feel like a piñata. The Democrats will accuse him of cultural appropriation for grabbing a Mexican piñata reference there. The Democrat Party continues to attack, violently attack the Democrat Party. Violent, criminally insane, murderous, bloodthirsty. The president also talked about, hey, I got a dangerous job, man. My job is dangerous, being president of the United States. Now, 45 men have been president of the United States. Grover Cleveland and Donald Trump have been president twice in non-consecutive terms. So we have 47. Trump is 47, and he was 45. But we've had 45 men who were presidents and Hillary Clinton who wasn't. And that's a wonderful thing, because Hillary Clinton was not. We'd be dead for sure by now if they had made her president. But 45 men have been president. 4 of them have been assassinated. 4 out of 45 men have been assassinated. And President Trump talks about that in a little bit. I want to get to that. Democrats assassinated Abraham Lincoln and James Garfield, Republican president, and William McKinley, Republican president. John F. Kennedy assassinated, but by a communist. And the Democrats are now really where Lee Harvey Oswald was then. And they're also where on the Palestinian-Israel issue, the Democrat Party is very much where Sirhan Sirhan was in 1968, politically and culturally speaking. President Trump, I have a lot of audio I want to share with you, and we remain at 888-630-9625. The president talking about, hey, being president of the United States, kind of a dangerous job, you know.
I lead a pretty normal life, considering, it's a dangerous life. I think I handle it as well as it can be handled. I think a lot of other people, you read stories where they become basket cases. To be honest with you, I'm not a basket case. I really take it as it is. I do it for the country. I'm not doing it for any other reason. I have a first lady who's doing a terrific job. She loves the country, and she recognizes it better than anybody. She's told me numerous times, she said, you are in a dangerous job.
Yeah. And that's Melania Trump, beautiful, wonderful first lady of the United States, so much better than any Democrat first lady. And Jackie Kennedy was nice. And then they shot her husband in the head, the communists did. And they've shot President Trump in the head once. He turned his head, so it only clipped his ear, very fortunately, and by happenstance. But his wife said, "Well, you're in a dangerous job," and it's true. 45 men have held the job. 45 men have held the job. 4 of them have been assassinated, have been murdered, and 3 by Democrats and 1 by a communist, which is like saying all 4 by Democrats. Really, that's let's be honest. And President Trump shot and wounded. President Reagan shot and wounded. Then former president, Republican President Teddy Roosevelt shot and wounded. You'd think that the Democrat Party would have a reputation by now as a violent political party, and So, Mr. President. Now, what you're at the dinner, you're at the head table up there on the stage, you're with the first lady, and this guy owes the mentalist. He was doing a trick there with the nice lady Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, was sitting there, and she's very pregnant. She's due to give birth in a week or 2 weeks, and owes the mentalist. He said, "Well, I'll guess your unborn baby's name. Have you picked a name for the baby?" And she said, "Yes, we have." And then owes Perlman. He said, "Well, I'm a mentalist. I can." So he started writing little tricks and stuff. And he guessed correctly that she had settled on the name Vivian for their soon-to-be alive and well daughter. The unborn child, human being, all that stuff. Democrats don't view it that way. They'll shoot you, honestly. But Vivian guessed, and just as Oz Perlman held up the piece of paper saying Vivian, and everyone was going slack-jawed and expressing astonishment. The First Lady and Caroline Levitt and the lady who's the CBS News correspondent, who's the head of the Correspondents Association this year, Zhu Cheng. She was and that is the moment that the gunfire could be heard, and all of their expressions changed and turned. But that was the end of his performance for Oz Perlman. Pretty amazing stuff. President Trump, what was going on?
We sat there tonight. We heard that noise, and it was either a tray or a bullet. I was hoping it was a tray, but it wasn't. And again, we had some very brave people doing a great job, so we're very proud of them and happy with them.
The president was, again, what we're listening to was at the White House in the briefing room on Saturday night after the president was evacuated from the Hilton Hotel, which in Washington is commonly referred to as the Hinckley Hilton. There are several Hilton hotels, Capitol Hill Hilton, the 16th Street Hilton, the Washington Hilton. And this is the Washington Hilton where Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981 by John Hinckley. And now President Trump attacked by another Democrat. But then the president said, let's go back into the ballroom and finish the dinner. And I got a speech to give. And Oz Perlman's going to do a performance. Let's go back in. And Secret Service was like, this is a crime scene. And we can't just finish dinner at the would-be presidential assassination crime scene. So the president was convinced to head back to the White House. As he was pulling out, a crazy left-wing lady attacked his motorcade. She was arrested, but not shot in the leg, which was a little disappointing, I thought. But the president in the White House briefing room on Saturday night, after being evacuated from the Hinckley Hilton, as I'll promise you, most of the people in that room, the Washington news media refer to it as you might just call it the Hinckley as shorthand. Where are you going? Where's the dinner? The Hinckley. And everybody knows what you're talking about. And it's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it is the marker. And there are other Hilton hotels in the city also. Peter Doocy was there in black tie in the White House briefing room after he fled the hotel with a lot of other White House press people. And here's something that I have for you. The White House briefing room is this big. It's the size of maybe a semi-trailer, a tractor-trailer, semi-trailer. And all the White House press fit in there for White House briefings and all that stuff. But then we're having the White House correspondent dinner. And you need a space the size of the International Ballroom at the Washington Hilton Hotel, which holds about 3,000 people sitting at tables. That's because not everybody there is White House press, as you might imagine. It's become a very trendy thing over the years for people to glom onto, and Hollywood people show up and all that. It's maybe time for the White House Correspondents Association to scale it down to the point where maybe they could have the dinner next year in the East Room at the White House, and then the year after in the brand new ballroom, the Trump ballroom, which is currently under construction. The Democrats are trying to stop it because they're violently, criminally insane, as you know. But Peter Doocy, Fox News, I think senior White House correspondent, and he started the Q&A at the White House on Saturday night.
Respectfully, why do you think this keeps happening to you?
Well, I've studied assassinations, and I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln, you go through the people that have gone through this where they got them. But the people that do the most, the people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after. They don't go after the ones that don't do much because they like it that way. And when you look at the people that have either, whether it was an attempt or a successful attempt, they're very impactful people. Just take a look at the names there, the big names. And I hate to say I'm honored by that.
I've studied assassinations, your President of the United States. It's true. Consequential presidents, Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, for a variety of reasons. And Donald Trump, they just keep trying and a-trying. They keep trying. Yes, they do. Ronald Reagan shot him in the chest at the Hinckley Hilton there. And a reporter saying, gosh, I don't know, do you have any reason to be concerned about the Democrat Party inciting all this political violence in the U.S.?
Are you concerned about political violence? This could be politically motivated.
All violence. I'm concerned about everything. Look, but I can't be so concerned that you can't function. No, I'm here. It's a dangerous profession.
It's a dangerous profession. It certainly is. Again, 8 presidents, 45 men have been president, and not Hillary Clinton. But 40 of the 45 men that have been president, 2 of them twice, which is why we have 47 in the White House now. 8 have died in office. 8. That is a huge percentage. Out of 45 men, 8 have died in office. And of those, 4 were assassinated. 3 by Democrats, 1 by a communist, which is the same thing at this point. So it's a very dangerous line of work. And statistically, I didn't finish the job, but I was trying to crunch the numbers. If you assassinate 4 men out of 45, what's the percentage on that? I think it's like 8.5 or 9% of presidents have been assassinated, have been shot and killed. Others have been shot at, others have been shot and wounded, Trump, Reagan. But if 4 out of 45 have been murdered, that's, like you're safer being a crack dealer in Washington, D.C., I think. President Trump, listen, and he's talking about how dangerous the job is.
I tell the story, race car drivers, I think it's very dangerous. So if you take 1% and then take about 10% of 1%, just to break it down very easily, they die. So much less than 1%, 10% of 1%. I think bull riding is very dangerous. If you take about the same 10% of 1%, much less than 1%, but if you take presidents, it's 5.8%, and about 8% are shot at.
He says 5.8%. I think that's low. I don't think that's an accurate number. He's not exaggerating. He's underplaying the danger of being president of the United States. And he's talking about 0.1% of 1% race car drivers. But if you're president of the United States, he says 5.8%. I think 4 out of 45 is more than, I know it is, more than 5.8%. I didn't finish my back of the envelope math, but I started on it yesterday and I didn't finish because we went down to the mall, to the Lincoln Memorial, to see the drained reflecting pool and how it's being redone under President Trump. But listen, even though he understated the number, it's more dangerous than being a race car driver. It's more dangerous. You think if you're a fighter pilot in combat, we don't lose 5.8% of fighter pilots in combat. We certainly do not. And I'm going to say it's 8 to 9%. 4 out of 45, I think, is, again, if it were 4 out of 40, that'd be 10%. So it's higher than 5.8% of presidents assassinated, and 4 presidents assassinated, 3 of them Republicans, 1 of them John F. Kennedy, killed by a communist, and Donald Trump.
Nobody told me this was such a dangerous profession. If Marco would have told me, maybe I wouldn't have run. Maybe I would have said, I'll take a pass. No, it's a dangerous profession, but I don't view it that way. Look, I'm here to do a job. As part of the job, it is a dangerous. I can't imagine that there's any profession that's more dangerous.
Honestly, if you work for a police department where, let's just say, 5% of officers were shot and killed in the line of duty, that'd be a national crisis. And look at the presidents that are shot and killed, the presidents that are shot at. And then let's look at the Democrat Party. Abraham Lincoln, Republican. James Garfield, Republican. William McKinley, Republican. John F. Kennedy, Democrat, shot by a communist. Theodore Roosevelt, Republican, shot and wounded. Gerald Ford, shot at twice, including by a member of the Manson family. They were all Democrats, the Manson family. Charles Manson, still a Democrat. Ronald Reagan, shot and wounded, Republican. Donald Trump, shot and wounded, Republican. Democrats are a violent death cult. They should really start that Jonestown thing over again. What we think they're starting over again is the Confederate States of America. Looks like their headquarters is going to be in Richmond, Virginia again, too.
Does your name Danger Powers? No. Danger's my middle name.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
How did I lose weight? And I did. Lean right here. I did. I love this stuff. Listen, Brickhouse Nutrition been with me for a long time. So Chad with Miles, I'm up at like 235. True story. I never minded being 235, but you know what minded? My knees that were falling apart and my back. I'm like, I don't know what, before I started really lifting, probably about 190. So 235 was a lot. I said, I got to lose some LBs, Miles. He said, Dan, we're going to stick our team of docs and researchers on it, and we're going to get you a really good product because I don't want to take a lot of these needles and stuff. You know what he did? He got lean. He got lean. I got lean, using lean, LEA, and the product works. Me and Paula both use it. I'm now down about 200, 202. Losing weight's a pain. I've been there. You look in the mirror, you're getting a little gooey as you get older. No good. Brickhouse Nutrition is one of the best products out there. It works like most of these GLP ones. Most of those weight loss injections. They help control blood sugar and curb appetite, so you eat less. There's really no mystery to how they work. But that's what lean was created to do without the needles, but it replicates the benefits of these injections. Lean supports healthy blood sugar, helps reduce spikes and cravings. It drives snacking and cravings. I'm telling you, I can vouch for it. I use it myself. Get healthier, lose those unnecessary pounds, right? Lean goes a step further. Helps your body burn fat, turn it into energy instead of storing it. No prescriptions, no needles. You've been thinking about losing weight? Let's go. No more wasted time. Try it today. Just give it a shot. I'm not confident it's going to work for you. Go to brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Use promo code Dan, my first name, for 20% off. Paula just bought some of this last night. Brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Promo code Dan. Pick up your bottle of lean today. Give it a shot. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. It's not a substitute or alternative for care from a healthcare provider. Thank you, Brickhouse Nutrition. Give lean a shot.
Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere, nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. Goldbelly ships Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garden's famous cakes. So, if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's goldbelly.com, promo code GIFT.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more, all at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you've tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. MHIC 140530.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
And the news continues to break everywhere. As we like to say, when the news breaks, we fix it, of course. What else will we do? And the King of England is coming into Washington today, along with his consort, Camilla Parker Bowles. And there will be no protests by the Democrats chanting, "No kings, no kings," because the reality is they're fine with kings and with ayatollahs and with jihad. And they're... But here's a big story. It just broke moments ago. Out of the United States Supreme Court, the Supreme Court of the United States, and it is a big win for Republicans. Supreme Court hands GOP a redistricting win by striking down lower court block. I was hoping it was going to say Virginia on Texas map. And Anders Hagstrom at Fox News writing the story. The Supreme Court of the United States handed down a victory for the Republican Party on Monday, that's today, striking down a lower court's ruling, Democrats, that had blocked Texas's plans for redrawing its congressional districts. Democrats are ready to put the Confederate uniforms back on again and attack you with pointed sticks. The court hung its order on reasoning from a previous ruling in Abbott versus the League of United Latin American Citizens. LULAC, left-wing group, racist, but did not elaborate. Justices Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and Ketanji Brown Jackson dissented from the decision. And Ketanji Brown Jackson still doesn't know what a woman is. So the dumb, unintelligent, unserious justices are on the wrong side of the law and the Constitution again.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10:30. I'm John Matthews. Iran has offered to end control over the Strait of Hormuz if the U.S. lifts its blockade and ends the war. The proposal delays discussions of Iran's nuclear program, and President Trump seems unlikely to accept that offer. The president extended a ceasefire, but a permanent settlement remains elusive. King Charles arrives in D.C. this afternoon for a 4-day state visit aimed at celebrating the U.S. 250th anniversary. The trip comes amid strained ties with the U.K. that are partly over disagreements between the British government and President Trump over issues including the war. The national average price of gas has risen 7 cents per gallon in the past week to $4.04 a gallon, that according to Gas Buddy. Prices rose in 39 states this past week, and analysts say oil prices are on the rise again as markets react to the cancellation of talks between the U.S. and Iran. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by National Children's Museum. Celebrate playful learning at National Children's Museum's Play Soiree on May 2nd. From its elegant dinner to its fun-filled after-party, Play Soiree supports the STEAM experiences that spark curiosity and inspire the innovators of tomorrow. Tickets and sponsorships available now.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On I-95 southbound now, pretty slow from Route 1 in Woodbridge down to 123, where a work zone is setting up now. But that 95 looks pretty good all the way up to Springfield from points south. 395 northbound, just a bit of volume across 14th Street Bridge on the inner loop after Eisenhower Avenue before Van Dorn Street. It's a mobile work crew, and they're blocking the right lane. Delays now begin near Telegraph Road as they gradually move toward the Springfield interchange. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Sunshine today with the high of 70. It is 60 right now at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more, all at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Jump into the hottest stories at thetopicalfruit.com. Your go-to spot for stories that keep you in the loop. Hear from some of the most fascinating people in pop culture today. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, news about your favorite stars, or studies that will blow your mind, we've got you covered. The Topical Fruit. Citrus got real. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Staples Business presents Facility Heroes. Thanks to you, the 5-second rule in the break room is applied liberally. Staples Business, reliable solutions for facility heroes. That was easy. Visit staplesbusiness.com today.
For a local news source you can trust, visit WMAL.com.
Thank God for that.
Get the day's top stories, stream your favorite WMAL shows, access our podcast archives, and more. WMAL.com, making sense of your world online.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. $4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Station may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher than in California and Hawaii.
WMAL, making sense of the forecast. Because you never know what Mother Nature has in store. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
I haven't really gotten into the Democrats' manifesto. A lot of Democrats have manifestos. He's kind of like the Unabomber. The Unabomber was a left-wing environmentalist wacko Democrat. Democrats tend to be terrorists, much more likely to. If you raise your son in a Democrat household, he's more likely to be a criminal, more likely to be a terrorist, an assassin, and a cross-dresser, which is kind of interesting too. Oh yeah, I wanted to share this story because this got my attention over the weekend. I might have even seen it Friday night after going home from the radio broadcast. You may remember that then Secretary Kristi Noem, she was the DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, she was having dinner at a burger place in Washington, D.C. with her family. I think it was on the lead up to Easter. And she had $3,000 in her Gucci purse. And the Democrats tried to make a big deal out of that. Turns out she had a stack of $100 bills that she was giving away as gifts to family members and employees and coworkers for, hey, happy Easter, giving them happy Easter thing. And her Gucci purse was stolen from a Washington, D.C. restaurant by an illegal alien criminal who the Democrats want their daughters to date. And this headline that popped on me on Friday, man who swiped Noem's purse in a D.C. restaurant is sentenced to 3 years in prison. 3 years in prison for grabbing a purse. I'm like, wow, that surprised me. Usually in D.C., you get a 1-day suspended sentence, and then they give you the keys to somebody else's car because they're all criminals. Mario Bustamante Leva. Mario Bustamante Leva did not recognize Kristi Noem when he grabbed her Gucci handbag from the floor of a restaurant in Washington, D.C. while she was eating with her family in April of 2025, April of last year. And just about a year ago. Let me see. When was the actual theft? Because these guys, I'm telling you, it was April of 2025. It doesn't give the date. Hang on. A man, a Democrat illegal alien criminal, a man who stole a purse from then Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem while she dined at a restaurant under the protection of Secret Service agents, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for a string of thefts in the nation's capital. The Democrats love crime and criminals because most of them are criminals at heart, too. Mario Bustamante Liva did not recognize Noem. Isn't that great? Bustamante Liva, a 50-year-old native of Chile. He's a native of Chile. That's another nation altogether. Is facing deportation after his sentence, after we spend money to keep him in prison for 3 years when he's robbing cabinet secretaries in Washington, and the Democrats applaud it because they want civil war. Bustamante Liva, a 50-year-old native of Chile, is facing deportation after a sentence imposed by U.S. District Judge Trevor McFadden. Good job, Trevor McFadden. Bustamante Liva came to Washington illegally to prey on citizens of the district, said Janine Pirro, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, in a statement. His pattern of theft ends here. Kristi Noem, who was identified only by her initials in court filings, acknowledged the incident in a statement last year that referred to Bustamante Liva as a career criminal who's been in our country illegally for years. And the Democrat Party is 100% responsible for these crimes. He pleaded guilty in November to 3 counts of wire fraud, and 1 count of first-degree theft. He was charged and convicted of robbing 2 other people and charging fraudulent purchases to their credit cards. The Democrats think that this is open-minded. Their brains fell out of their open minds long ago. Bustamante Liva was charged along with a second suspect, Cristian Montesino Sananza, who was sentenced in March to 13 months of incarceration for his role in one of the other crimes, one of the other thefts. Investigators said they identified Bustamante Liva as a suspect in the theft after he used stolen gift card to make a purchase. So 3 years in prison for the illegal alien robbing cabinet secretaries at restaurants in Washington. The Democrat Party is 100% responsible for these crimes and for these criminals. Speaking of crimes and criminals, let's go to MS-13 DNC. They have an anchor woman. Oh, wait, I didn't get to Caitlin. Let me go to Caitlin Collins, because Caitlin Collins, who she's the one who reported that the gunman had been killed, shot dead and killed by Secret Service. That was all wrong. One Secret Service agent or officer was shot in the melee and hit in his body armor, taken to the hospital, and he's going to be okay. And it may or may not have been a friendly fire incident caused by the attacking Democrat who was there to commit mass political assassination. Caitlin Collins, who was wrong says she was right there at the scene of the crime, and she got it wrong. Somebody told me that the gunman was shot and killed. Well, sometimes you want more than one source. Caitlin Collins.
Do you believe you were the target of this tonight?
No, you
Yes.
were.
I mean, these people they're crazy. They're crazy, and you never know. He was very far away from me. He had to go through a lot. We had resources all over. We had resources sitting at tables, literally in disguise, sitting maybe at your table. Who knows?
Wolf Blitzer thought that maybe he was the target of the gunman because he's very well known. And he thought, well, there's a gunman attacking the White House Correspondents' Dinner with the president, President Trump, the vice president, and most of the cabinet. And the gunman was probably there to shoot Wolf Blitzer. That's what Wolf thought. He's got a very healthy sense of self. His parents liked him very much. MS-13, anchor lady Stephanie Rule. Listen to this. They're not sure who the gunman was there to kill. Gosh, who knows? It's a room full of people. Maybe he was there to kill Don Lemon. They can't say for sure.
We still do not know. Obviously, many people were at this dinner. We do not know who was being targeted.
Yeah.
No, there is no indication right now from a protective intelligence point of view that this was intended towards Donald Trump, which is your most likely, subject in this case, because it's a dinner he announced he's going to. There is no yet confirmation that was the attacker, let's say, the breacher's intention, that was his target.
No, it's impossible to say. We can't say for sure. Might have been there to shoot Wolf Blitzer. Stephanie Rule talking to left-wing fake journalist Carol Leonig, longtime Washington Post hack. Left-wing. Yeah, there's really no evidence to suggest that he was there to shoot Donald Trump. Here's his manifesto going on and on about how Donald Trump is a criminal and a child rapist and a pedophile. And then who else was calling him the same thing yesterday? The Democrats, these are the Democrat Party talking points. While so many of them and their illegal alien allies and colleagues are sexually assaulting children all over the country. And by the way, Jeffrey Epstein was a lifelong Democrat Party fundraiser, Democrat Party host, and a Democrat's Democrat. Please. Van Jones on CNN, longtime communist and member of the Obama administration. They brought in Van Jones, self-described communist. They brought in Communist Party voting CIA officer John Brennan and made him CIA director. They like communists. And communists murdered more people than any jihad in the history of the world. Van Jones on CNN. Yeah, listen to this. He's not an unintelligent man. He's just a communist. And Van Jones on the attack on Saturday night.
I thought the president did well. I'm starting to worry about something, though, which is that the shooter survived, which means on Monday he's going to court, which means there is a danger that people try to make him some sort of hero.
People, when he says people, he means the Democratic Party. He means his political party, which made Luigi Mangione into a hero after he assassinated a healthcare insurance CEO in New York City and became an instant hero. And all the Democrats want to have conjugal relations with him because they love murder. Luigi Mangione is their hero. And Van Jones, the communist, shaved head communist, is, well, I'm just worried that people are going to make him a hero. That is 100%, obviously, the Democratic Party. And 100% is the maximum. Can't be 110% or 1,000%. It can only be 100%. And 100% on the Democrat Party. Van Jones is, and here, because they all love Luigi.
You watch what happened with Luigi, who shot.
They just called him Luigi. First name basis.
And somehow became a hero.
Somehow.
So they said tonight you saw the worst of America, you saw the best of America. Tonight you definitely saw the best of America. I hope on Monday we don't see the worst again.
You guys are the worst every day. You can't shower it off. It doesn't scrub off. It's part of who you are. That's and then listen. This is great. We're talking about disinformation, misinformation, misdirection. It's the Soviet playbook that the communists, self-described communists, Van Jones. Nobody's asked him, "Hey, are you still a communist?" They just assume that he's, like we all do, that he's a communist. Van Jones, CNN. I'm sure he's a seven-figure CNN employee.
This kind of despicable behavior has no place in America. It has no place on the right. It has no place on the left. We don't know if he was there because he wanted to hurt Democrats or Republicans. Both were there.
We don't know
if he wanted to hurt journalists or politicians. Both were there.
We don't know.
This kind of behavior has no place in America.
It is 100% on you and your fellow travelers. That is we don't know. Was he there to attack Republicans? Was he there to attack Democrats? There were both Democrats and Republicans there. Not so many Democrats, but except the gunman who came running in, he was definitely a Democrat. So he had at least one Democrat there. And it might have been a suicide attack. Well, in fact, it was definitely a suicide attack. He's rushing into the place the way that he rushed into the place, his entire program. he had to assume that he was not going to survive this attack. It was another suicide attack by another Democrat, would-be assassin, suicide attacker. The one who shot President Trump through the ear, Butler, Pennsylvania, suicide attack. The one that shot Steve Scalise on a baseball field, suicide attack. They attacked in Dallas, Texas, Democrat attacked at a Black Lives Matter rally, murdered 9 police officers, suicide attack, self-immolating at the Israeli embassy, suicide attack, self-immolating at Donald Trump's trial in New York City, suicide attack. The Democrat Party is a suicidal death cult. Caitlin Collins is, once again, she's phoning into CNN. They're phoning in. Hey, CNN, I'm at the dinner at the Washington Hilton that we all call the Hinckley Hilton. And it was just a thing. And here's Caitlin Collins getting it all wrong.
We have security around us, and it's Secret Service because there's a lot of members of the administration here. The Secretary of Education is seated right next to me, and her security just said, confirmed that there was a shooter in the lobby. It's not clear where. Obviously, it's a very big hotel. In the lobby of the Hilton, they said he is confirmed dead.
He's confirmed dead. Another, you can take that to the bank. And I've got to say, I heard that on Saturday night, and I heard it another place or two. And I texted a couple of people, my brother in New York, and I text, oh, it looks like the gunman's dead. Somebody called Jack Ruby. Isn't that amazing? And then it turns out that the good news is that Caitlin Collins got it all wrong again, because she always gets it wrong. Wolf Blitzer was there, and Wolf Blitzer thought that maybe he was the target of the gunman that broke into the White House Correspondents' Dinner, because don't you know who he is?
We had just finished appetizers, sitting down.
Were they good?
And I walked away to go out to the men's room, but you have to go up one flight of stairs. So I was up one flight of stairs above the area where the dining was going on.
The ballroom.
And as I was coming out of the men's room to walk back in, all of a sudden I hear these loud, very scary gunshots.
Very scary.
Right near me.
Very scary. I heard these very loud, very scary gunshots right near me. And I'm sure that's true. You're at dinner with the president and a couple thousand of your closest friends. And they're all in there lying. Even when they're sitting there silently, they're thinking lies. Isn't that amazing? Wolf Blitzer is like, yeah, I just finished my appetizer. They were delicious. They were, what kind of, were they an octopus? Well, the dinner was canceled. And as I understand, they did not give the dinner. What was it? It was a rack roast or something, and the lobster, and then thousands of people left without eating. Did they hand it over to a homeless shelter? No, they didn't. No, they ate on the side and then threw it in a dumpster. Will Flitzer.
And the next thing I knew, a police officer was on top of me, threw me to the ground, and I was waiting. And the next thing, a bunch of other police officers came and told everybody who was near me, you guys are all going into the men's room and closing the door. And they was afraid there were other potential gunshots that could be fired from other people. And so the next thing I knew, I'm in the men's room with about 15 other men. We're just waiting to leave.
Not the first time.
They let us walk out. And I'm out now.
I'm out now. Hello, I'm Wolf Blitzer. Are there any gunmen out here? Wolf thinks that maybe not the president, vice president, the cabinet, or but maybe he was the target.
All of a sudden, the guy with a weapon, and it was a very, very serious weapon, he starts shooting, and I happened to have been a few feet away from him as he was shooting. And of course, first thing that went through my mind is he trying to shoot me. And I don't think he was trying to shoot me, but I was very close to him as the gunshots were fired. And it was very, very scary, but I'm okay now.
Then a bolt of lightning, very, very frightening. Ooh, Galileo, a Galileo. Was he trying to shoot me? Well, it's a room full of noteworthy people. Maybe he was there for you. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're involved with his wife or something. I can't say. Wolf was on the phone.
Yeah, it was pretty frightening. And when the police officers took me away, one of my shoes fell off, and now I have that shoe back. But it was just a terrible, scary, frightening moment for me. And I'm glad it looks like it's over right now. But I think that out of presumption of caution, they're just telling everybody to leave right now.
It's not really a presumption of caution. Now, if you're using your words, an abundance of caution, perhaps they're asking everyone to leave, but not a presumption of caution. But he lost his shoe. Thankfully, I can report on Monday morning that Wolf got his loafer back. It's unclear whether it was a Bruno Mali loafer. It might have been a Bruno Mali loafer from the O.J. Simpson collection. But let's never forget who this is all about. 888-630-9625.
Of course, first thing that went through my mind is he trying to shoot me.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more, all at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Like if I need a replacement part.
Sure, we can help with that.
Nice. Hey, I just entered this online contest for coolest bike in the world. You think maybe you can vote for me?
Actually, we just do insurance, not popularity contests.
Yeah, I know. But what's your email? I'll just send you the link real quick. You can vote like 100 times a day. They'll never know.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
So what I'm hearing is there's a little bit of wiggle room.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Ever accepted to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Every Nissan Frontier is battle tested. Its frame is twisted. Its door slammed 13,920 times. And its bed drop tested over and over. We do all that to the V6 powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown. Every Nissan Frontier is battle tested. Its frame is twisted. Its door slammed 13,920 times. And its bed drop tested over and over. We do all that to the V6 powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
The Spring Traditions Collection from Sunday Red is inspired by the season's most iconic stage, where Tiger won 5 times. For him, it means tradition.
It means springtime. It feels like it's the start of golf season. The music, the iconicness of No Rough, of just seeing all this perfectly green grass, the flowers, the azaleas, the tall Georgia pines.
Shop the Spring Traditions collection, available now at SundayRed.com.
The winter models don't miss in the DMV. Snow, sleet, and ice are here to stay. It's Vince. Do you need a new roof? Trust Valor, where they believe a roof is not just protection, it's peace of mind. That's why right now, Valor is offering 50% off materials, plus no interest until 2027, making it easier than ever to protect what matters most. And great news, Valor is now expanding with a brand new Northern Virginia office, delivering even faster, trusted service. But what truly defines Valor is Operation Raise the Roof, giving back to those who serve. Recently, Valor provided a brand new roof for Air Force veteran Sergeant Mason Mankey, ending years of stress and worry for his family and friends. If you need a new roof, honor, respect, and trust your home to Valor. Tell them Vince sent you. Call 833-83-VALOR or visit valorhome.com.
Trust your home to Valor.
Supporting our veterans.
833-83-VALOR.
WMAL, making sense of the roads, because traffic doesn't always follow the pattern. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
A great post on Al Gore's amazing internet on the Twitter X by Jason D. Meister sums it up pretty well. He says, they arrested the President of the United States of America 4 times, charged him 91 times, indicted him 4 times, spied on his campaign, sabotaged his first term, jailed his supporters, raided his private residence, censored him, gagged him, tried to bankrupt him, and attempted to remove him from state ballots. When all of that failed, they tried to assassinate him, not once, but 4 times. And they go on national television and talk about how we need to vote for them to save democracy. No sense of irony, as I like to say about these people. That's good stuff by Jason D. Meister. Sums it up pretty well. The Democrat Party gathering in Richmond again. They're forming up cavalry divisions on horseback. Their new leader is Jefferson Davis again. The Democrat Party. A lot more loony Dems coming up.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. The Correspondents' Dinner shooting suspect is due in court today.
31-year-old Cole Allen of Torrance, California, is set to appear before a D.C. federal judge in connection with the shooting at the Washington Hilton outside the ballroom where President Trump was to address the White House Correspondents' Dinner. A wide-ranging federal investigation has been underway since.
The weapons were transported along with shell casings and ballistics back to Quantico Laboratories for analysis, and that information will be included again in the criminal complaint that's coming.
FBI Director Kash Patel on Fox and Friends. After initially speaking with investigators, Allen is no longer cooperating. Evan Brown, Fox News.
Presidential security will be discussed this week during a special meeting at the White House.
White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles will hold the meeting to examine the security response after the shooting outside the hotel ballroom where the White House Correspondents Association dinner was being held on Saturday night. A senior White House official says Wiles is expected to meet early this week with leaders of the Secret Service and the Homeland Security Department to talk about, quote, protocols and practices for major events involving President Trump. The official also says the president and the White House stand by the leadership of the Secret Service. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Virginia Supreme Court judges questioned this morning whether the state's Democrat-led legislature followed the law when it sent a congressional redistricting plan to voters. Republicans contend the General Assembly violated procedural rules by placing the constitutional amendment before voters to authorize mid-decade redistricting. If the court agrees that lawmakers broke the rules, it could invalidate the amendment and render last week's statewide vote meaningless. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger today marks day number 100 in office, and she's holding a news conference at this hour to tout what she calls her Affordable Virginia agenda.
We're capping the cost of insulin. At $35, we're making long-term investments in clean energy and weatherization to keep utility costs down. We're incentivizing new home construction and affordable housing in Virginia. We have done a lot in a short period of time, and we are just getting started.
But it hasn't all been wine and roses. Democrats in the legislature have rejected several of her suggested amendments to their bills, and her approval rating is underwater according to recent polls. A man in Bowie seriously injured Sunday morning when his own dog attacked him in his house. Police arrived at the home on Midsummer Lane to find the man on the ground being attacked. Officers tried to restrain the dog, but it refused to stop, so they opened fire. The man was bitten all over his body and taken to the hospital. The dog was killed. Its body removed by animal control officers for testing. With no resolution in the war, gas prices still on the rise.
The national average price of a gallon of gas is up 7 cents in the past week to an average of $4.04.
Going to be another week of price increases across much of the country.
That's Gas Buddy's chief analyst, Patrick DeHaan, who says gas prices in D.C. are up about 2 cents and down a bit in the Virginia and Maryland suburbs.
And with oil prices up to start the week, we could continue to see upward pressure on gas prices.
And that, DeHaan says, could mean gas prices at their highest level since 2022. Matt Coates on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The Dow's down 142, NASDAQ down 68. Traffic and weather now.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more, all at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere, nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. Goldbelly ships Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garden's famous cakes. So, if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's goldbelly.com, promo code GIFT.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
And we'll head over to I-95 Virginia. Southbound pretty slow. There is a work zone that is near 123 along the right-hand side of the roadway, causing that delay down from Route 1 in Woodbridge. South of that, on 95 southbound, just after the exit for Quantico, exit 148, it's an accident blocking the left lane. Northbound 95, it was an accident near the Prince William Parkway. That's on the left shoulder now. It's not too bad there. Outer Loop of the Bell in Montgomery County at University Boulevard, a broken down vehicle was reported in the roadway. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Sunny and pleasant today, the warmest day of the week with a high of 70. Overnight, mostly clear skies with a low of 45. It is 62 right now at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
You have some of the most prominent figures in the House and the Senate on the Democrat side, effectively, calling for war. I mean, they use those kinds of metaphors, and it incites violence because there are crazy people in society, and they get radicalized online. And so we've got to recognize that it's time to turn down the rhetoric. We've been saying this over and over, and not use that kind of language. I hope that this will be a sobering reminder for everybody about that very important cause.
It will not be. It will not be. The Democrats will revert to all their usual stuff because they're Hitler. After failed assassination, Democrats observed customary 5-minute pause on calling Trump Hitler. That's a Babylon Bee headline, the great and funny people at the Babylon Bee. Hakeem Jeffries just a week ago, put out a statement. And in a statement, I checked this because I thought that couldn't be true, but I checked it. Hakeem Jeffries, the top Democrat dog in the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C., declared maximum warfare everywhere, all the time. I'll be giving out Hakeem Jeffries' home address in just a couple of minutes, and I don't know if he's got any little bastard children, but we'll give out the details on their whereabouts too. Maximum warfare everywhere, all the time. The Democrats reforming the Confederate States of America like they did the first time around. And a Democrat assassinated Martin Luther King. A Democrat assassinated Charlie Kirk. A Democrat assassinated Abraham Lincoln. A communist shot John F. Kennedy. A pro-Hamas, although he's a Christian, Sirhan, not even a Muslim, Palestinian, anti-Israel, shot and killed Bobby Kennedy. Now the Democrats want to kill Bobby Kennedy Jr., only metaphorically, right? They shot Ronald Reagan, the Democrats did. They shot Donald Trump. The Democrats shoot a lot of people. They're a violent criminal enterprise, and they have been for a long, long time. Started the Civil War. Man, oh man, I am telling you. So we have, we've got, where do you want to jump to now, Michael? Because we've got so much. We got these lunatic media people. We've got, I guess we're wrapping up on, we got S.E. Cupp on CNN. She used to play a Republican on TV. Now she plays an anti-Republican on TV and an anti-Trump Republican on TV. And I used to know S.E. Cupp, and I liked her just fine. But, TV does terrible things to people, honestly. And S.E. Cupp is only one of them. There are a great many more. S.E. Cupp on CNN. Now, this is important because this is before the dinner started. And they're on CNN talking about, the correspondence dinners tonight. And people are coming in and they got black tie and gowns. And a lot of the gowns were on men. Did you notice that? I thought that was kind of weird. S.E. Cupp on CNN before the dinner, before the incident at the dinner. And she's complaining, how dare you have a dinner for Trump when he's so bad?
I'm real bummed about tonight.
I'm real bummed.
Because here's what's happening tonight.
What is it?
Journalism is throwing a party. Journalism is celebrating journalism at this party. Journalism, for some reason, invited Brendan Carr, FCC chair, who is threatening to revoke the licenses of broadcast networks, Pete Hegseth, who removed journalists from the Pentagon, and Donald Trump, who attacks us on the regular. Now, they're giving Donald Trump a speaking position to roast us to our faces for an hour. And here's the kicker, we broadcast it on national TV.
They're giving the President of the United States a speaking role in the White House Correspondents' Dinner, an annual event, 104 years or something like that, been held, according to what Fox News said, at this hotel every year since 1968. And the president, when the president attended, would always speak. But she is furious that they would allow, because Brendan Carr, the FCC chair, well, the government, you guys are always happy with the government licensing things and approving things, and broadcasting through the public airwaves has required a permit from the FCC, so you're not frying people's brains by blasting 1 million volts through the air. But never mind that. And here we go, because it's bad. You gave him a speaking. He's the president. But it hadn't quite started yet. And it's journalism celebrating journalism, which they normally do in a dark room behind closed doors. S.E. Cupp.
He could not have planned this scenario better. And guess what? He didn't. We did. Journalism planned this scenario for Donald Trump. So if I'm Donald Trump, of course I come under these conditions. The Correspondents Association was trying to sort of mend some fences with a guy who wants us dead, figuratively. Figuratively, he wants journalism dead.
Figuratively, he wants, because he wants us dead. Now, this is an hour before a Democrat rushed the ballroom with a shotgun and a pistol and knives and a manifesto. He's Mr. Manifesto. Let's keep that in mind. And she is feeding the hate machine, because it's what they do all the time. They're vitally important part of the hate machine. And that leads to violence, the political violence, and the mental illness. So the White House Correspondents' Dinner suspect, Cole Allen, has a full-blown anti-Trump manifesto, just like the Unabomber, who was a Democrat Party left-wing environmentalist who was blowing people up for years. And he's just another Democrat today, honestly. And this guy, face down, in cuffs, with no shirt, surrounded by police with rifles. He's pretty much a run-of-the-mill, typical, ordinary Democrat in 2026. Not unusual at all. The New York Post wrote the story, and the Washington Post is a donkey show. Accused White House Correspondents' Dinner gunman Cole Allen sent a sprawling manifesto to family members, his own family members, about 10 minutes before Saturday night's attack, sources told the New York Post. The 1,052-word missive obtained by the New York Post on Sunday morning, signed Cole Cold Force Friendly Federal Assassin Allen. That's how he summed up his own existence. Cold Force, he likes to call himself Cold Force. Friendly Federal Assassin Allen, Cole Allen. He's mentally ill, but every Democrat is mentally ill, so what do you do? Again, I keep saying registered Democrats shouldn't be allowed to own guns and probably shouldn't be allowed through TSA to get on airplanes because they're all terrorists and mentally ill. This manifesto outlined his rules of engagement for the shooting that he was plotting and stated, and he was about to carry out in 10 minutes, and stated that he believed it was a righteous duty to target administration officials. Now, the top administration official is, of course, President Trump. It's the Trump administration. That's why we call it that, you see. But he wrote in his manifesto, which he delivered to his family shortly before he was going in on a suicide attack, and it was definitely a suicide attack that he survived. He wrote, "Hello, everybody," with an exclamation mark. So I may have given a lot of people a surprise today, figuring they'll be reading this after he's dead. Let me start off by apologizing to everyone whose trust I abused. You didn't abuse my trust, but you can apologize anyway. I apologize to my parents for saying I had an interview without specifying it was for Most Wanted. He told his parents he was leaving to go on an interview, and he was actually training to Washington, D.C. from Los Angeles with his guns. It'd be harder to fly with the guns. You can check your guns when you're flying commercial, but you can't carry on. And on trains, he carried on a shotgun, at least one pistol, big knives. Sure. He says, I apologize to my colleagues and students. That's right. He's a teacher. In fact, he was Teacher of the Year, and he tutors students who will grow up to be radical left-wing, mentally ill, violently, criminally insane Democrats. You know, I want to apologize to my colleagues and students for saying that I had a personal emergency, he said. By the time anyone reads this, I'm probably, most certainly, D.O., he says. Need to go to the ER. Okay, what is that? I'm certainly D.O. What is that? Is that a code that I'm not familiar with? I'm going to the ER. That'd be emergency room. But can hardly call that not self-inflicted status, he said. I apologize to all the people I traveled next to because he smelled so bad, to all the workers who handled my luggage because he's toxic, and the other non-targeted people at the hotel who I put in danger simply by being near. That's not simply by being near. There's more to it than that. I apologize to everyone who was abused and or murdered before this, to all those who suffered before I was able to attempt this, to all who may suffer after, regardless of my success or failure. I don't expect forgiveness, but if I could have seen this, if I could have seen any other way to get this close, I would have taken it, other than the White House Correspondents' Dinner, getting a room at the Washington Hilton. Again, my sincere apologies. On why I did any of this, I'm a citizen of the United States of America. What my representatives do reflect on me. He said, what my representatives do reflect on me. That's what he said. He said, and I'm no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. This is the Democrat Party talking point diatribe here. Well, to be completely honest, I was no longer willing a long time ago, but this is the first real opportunity I've had to do something about it. And again, he's calling President Trump a pedophile, rapist, and all this stuff, and says, while I'm discussing this,
Holy fuck!
I'll also go over my expected rules of engagement, probably in a terrible format, but I'm not military, so too bad, he says. Administration officials, not including Mr. Patel, they are targets. So he excludes FBI Director Kash Patel, probably because he's a racist on top of everything else. Prioritized from the highest ranking to the lowest, he says. So that'd be President Trump as primary target, Vice President second, cabinet secretaries after that. Secret Service, colon. They love their colons. They are targets only if necessary and to be incapacitated non-lethally if possible, AKA, I hope wearing body armor because center mass with gunshots messes up people who aren't. And one Secret Service was shot in the chest and hit the body armor. Hotel security, not targets, if at all possible, unless they shoot at me. Capitol Police, same as hotel security. National Guard, same as hotel security. Hotel employees, not targets at all. Guests, not targets at all. In order to minimize casualties, I will also be using buckshot rather than slugs, less penetration through walls, and hit more people. It's just amazing that what this guy is doing. He is, but he's a Democrat. And the Democrats have created a lot of people like this, a lot of people. And he's just one. But I was looking at the pictures of the people in the ballroom and people crouched under tables and laying across chairs, banquet chairs, and sprawled out on the floor like this. And I was texting friends and I said, this reminds me of the scene in the movie Airplane, the 1980 classic, when they said, all right, everybody assume the crash position. Assume the crash positions, and they all climbed up on the top of the seats. Amazing stuff. And he goes off. He's an anti-Christian lunatic, and he says he wrote his rebuttals and objections and all this stuff. He says, as a Christian, you should turn the other cheek. Rebuttal? Turning the other cheek is for when you yourself are oppressed. I'm not the person raped in a detention camp. See, this is Democrat Party talking points, that illegal aliens are raped in detention camps by ICE employees. They make all this stuff up, and they repeat the lie 1,000 times until it becomes the truth to their mentally ill, violently, criminally insane Democrats, and there are millions of them. So he's not the one being raped in a detention camp. Listen to this, I'm not a fisherman executed without trial. I think he's talking about Venezuelan drug smugglers being blown up in their boats. And the Democrats say, oh, they're just innocent fishermen with bags of cocaine, big bales of cocaine, but never mind that. I'm not a school kid blown up or a child starved or a teenage girl abused by the many criminals in this administration. Turning the other cheek when someone else is oppressed is not Christian behavior. It's complicity in the oppressor's crimes. This is it. Objection 2. This is not a convenient time for you to do this. I don't think that's a very good one. I got to tell you, this is the Democrat Party. And objection 3, you didn't get them all. And he responds, gotta start somewhere. And then he writes, as a half-black, half-white person like Barack Hussein Obama, you shouldn't be the one doing this. And he said, his response is, I don't see anyone else picking up the slack. Isn't that amazing? This is the Democrat Party. These are all the Democrat Party talking points. They did this to him. He is them. This is the Democrat Party speaking out loud and shooting and assassinating. And just like the attack on Charlie Kirk and on Steve Scalise and past attacks on President Trump and attacks on police The Democrat Party is the left, and no one kills people like the left.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more, all at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
For generations, we've trusted the ones who help keep things moving. For more than 90 years, that's included Advance Auto Parts. Whatever the season, they help us advance. We count on them for the right parts to keep us from missing out on life's good parts. So whether it's a late day at first light or a game that stretches into the night, with over 4,300 stores, Advance Auto Parts is right around the corner and ready to help.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next.
At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life.
Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine, not algorithms, not generic reports.
But real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals.
Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics.
But what truly matters is what comes next.
We interpret the results,
Connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led, personalized plan you can act on with confidence.
because information alone doesn't change outcomes.
Insight does.
At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test.
It begins there.
Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Around the clock updates and uncommon understanding.
Listen to this, because this stuff is going on behind the scenes and you don't know about it.
News Talk 105.9. Making sense of the news.
The Spring Traditions collection from Sunday Red is inspired by the season's most iconic stage, where Tiger won 5 times. For him, it means tradition.
It means springtime. It feels like it's the start of golf season. The music, the iconicness of No Rough, of just seeing all this perfectly green grass, the flowers, the azaleas, the tall Georgia pines.
Shop the Spring Traditions collection, available now at SundayRed.com.
7 ancient churches in Turkey's Aegean open the door to a world of faith and cultural heritage. Discover the 7 churches of Revelation with Turkish Airlines.
Have you heard about JCPenney's Power Penny deals? Okay, here's how it works. You have between now and May 3rd to get to a JCPenney store or go to jcp.com to shop these can't miss deals. There are fresh new deals every day and they change like quick, and then they're gone. Done. Over. You can save on everything from the latest summer fashion to bright updates for your home, inside and out. So get to JCPenney fast because these deals won't last. Yes, JCPenney. Exclusions apply.
Hey there, I'm Paula Pan, host of the Afford Anything podcast. I help people make the smartest money decisions possible because let's face it, money's too important to wing it. From investing strategies to economic trends to savvy travel, lifestyle design, and beyond, we're in this journey to financial independence together. Remember, you can afford anything, just not everything. So, afford anything. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Day or night, Verbo Care is here 24/7 to help make every part of your stay seamless. If anything comes up, or you simply need a little guidance, Support is ready whenever you reach out. From the moment you book to the moment you head home, we're here to help things run smoothly. Because a great trip starts with the right support. And hey, a good playlist doesn't hurt either.
Washington's best way to wake up. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
I want to come back to phone calls. I want to start with this because President Trump did an interview with 60 Minutes because he never stops doing interviews. 60 Minutes on CBS News last night. And, of course, the lady anchor, it's anchor man, not anchor lady. But the lady anchor, she said, oh, well, listen, the madman that attacked the dinner last night, he said bad things about you, and now CBS News, 60 Minutes, we're going to repeat his crazy claims in the manifesto.
The so-called manifesto is a stunning thing to read, Mr. President. He appears to reference a motive in it. He writes this, quote, administration officials, they are targets. And he also wrote this, I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. What's your reaction?
Well, I was waiting for you to read that because I knew you would, because you're horrible people. Horrible people. Yeah, he did write that. I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody.
Do you think he was referring to you?
Excuse me.
No, he was referring to you.
You read that crap from some sick person. I got associated with all stuff that has nothing to do with me.
Now, we could just say terrible things about Norah O'Donnell, the CBS News anchor lady and 60 Minutes reporter. Again, everybody on 60 Minutes is paid millions of dollars. And, hey, let's read from the manifesto of the mentally ill Democrat who nearly murdered a room full of people. He says, you're a rapist and a pedophile and you commit crimes all over the place. And then just stop. That's CBS News. So you're a rapist and a pedophile, says the gunman.
Do you think he was referring to you?
Excuse me.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL News at 11:30. I'm Barbara Britt. The suspect in the White House Correspondents' Center shooting expected in federal court here in D.C., where he's facing preliminary federal charges. 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen, a teacher from Torrance, California, now facing charges of using a firearm during a crime of violence and assault on a federal officer. President Trump was not injured in the shooting incident. The Secret Service member was shot and protected by his bulletproof gear. The shooting is renewing calls to fully fund DHS. It has been 100 days since Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger took office, highlighting affordability as her top achievement, while Virginia's Supreme Court heard arguments today to block a redistricting map in the Commonwealth. WMAL traffic and weather next.
WMAL FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
This report is sponsored by Modern Ag Alliance.
Only half of U.S. farmers were profitable last year, and uncertainty around access to pesticides threatens them even more. The Farm Bill ensures science-based rules so farmers can provide safe and affordable food. Learn more at controlweeds.farming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance.
It's Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On the Beltway in Silver Spring, the outer loop of Georgia Avenue heading west on 495, it was an accident. 3 left lanes have been blocked. In delays now from just after I-95 in College Park to get past all that activity. Southbound of the George Washington Parkway still pretty slow from the Roosevelt Bridge to the Memorial Bridge. 395 northbound is under speed as you cross the 14th Street Bridge heading into town. 95 southbound of Virginia in delays from Route 1 down to 123 with the roadwork along the right. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Beautiful sunshine, high 70 degrees tonight, mostly clear down to 45. Right now, 62 in Washington. I'm Barbara Britt on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more, all at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
For a local news source you can trust, visit WMAL.com.
Thank God for that.
Get the day's top stories. Stream your favorite WMAL shows. Access our podcast archives and more. WMAL.com. Making sense of your world online.
What gift would make your mom feel like the #1 mom? A vacation? A shopping spree? A trip to the spa? You could win $5,000 for the mom in your life with our Mother's Day giveaway. Just head to our website now to enter this national contest for a chance to win $5,000 for mom.
Making sense of your morning.
Lots of coverage here on that developing story.
O'Connor and Company. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Larry O'Connor here getting you through your morning.
Making sense of Washington.
Asking some very specific questions, some legitimate questions.
Making sense of the double standard.
And here's the latest example.
Making sense of the headlines.
Let me break it down for you, because there's plenty to break down here.
O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Mornings from 5 to 9. News Talk 105.9. WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $600, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, millions of kids don't have the supplies they need. Donor Shoes is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. Learn more at donorshoes.org.
WMAL, making sense of social media, because big tech can't be trusted. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
And I know I've got too much. I've got too much stuff to get to here. Let me go. I want to go to Norah O'Donnell on 60 Minutes last night with the President of the United States, who the Democrats, everything they say is a lie, and they spread a lot of disinformation and misinformation, like the Soviet Union, because they're more like the Soviet Union than they are like Americans. And here's Norah O'Donnell peddling conspiracy theories. Hey, the event at the White House Correspondents' Dinner last night, it was all staged.
I hesitate to ask you about this, but as you know, these conspiracy theories out there on the left and the right.
No, there aren't.
That the event was staged or that it didn't happen.
Last night didn't happen?
That it was because it was your first time there, or that Butler didn't happen. These conspiracy theories that are gaining traction on the internet.
October 7th didn't happen, and World War II didn't happen, and the Holocaust didn't happen, and many things didn't happen. Yeah, no, I hear it. I don't know. I think they're more sick than they are con people, but there's a lot of con in it too. I haven't heard that last night didn't happen. Usually it takes a little bit longer. Yeah. Usually they wait about 2 or 3 months to start saying that.
Yeah, that everything was fake and made up and it didn't happen, and the shot through the ear and Butler. Democrats are going around at the dinner table saying, oh, yeah, that didn't happen. That was all fake. And Trump had a blood pellet in his hand that he pressed against his ear. And I guess it's because that's the way their demented brains work, and it's what they would do if they were in a position to do something. And speaking of in a position to do something, the funny meme of Don Lemon laying on top of the Democrat gunman, the shirtless gunman, and Don Lemon with a big smile on his face. Don Lemon went out into the street, and again, but that's 60 Minutes, saying, oh, and she says, on the left and the right, I'm not aware of anybody on the conservative side of the discussion who said, oh, that was all staged, that was fake. No, that's the mentally ill Democrat Party. And Don Lemon is a member of the mentally ill Democrat Party. He went out into the street with a camera crew and a microphone to ask people out in the street, Democrats, wherever he can find them, hey, don't you think the whole latest Trump assassination attempt at the Correspondents' Dinner, that was all staged?
It was a shooting or something. So everybody kind of gets shuffled down, and I think it's kind of crazy that they were able to get let in. Like, they didn't have good enough security at this time. Are you on social media? No. There are a lot of people are saying they believe it's staged. Staged by who, though? I guess, like, I would want to see a good, convincing story about probably about the administration in order to distract from the war.
I can believe it. I feel like I wouldn't put it past them,
No evidence of it so far.
But I don't know. I feel like sometimes I see the way the administration acts on social media, and I'm like, if they're kind of just like a little bit out of pocket, so I feel like it's really up their alley,
These are Democrats talking to Democrats, a circle fest and a hot tub, Don Lemon. Oh, yeah, a lot of people online are saying it was staged. And, like it didn't happen? Like, oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, sure. It's like it didn't happen. That's what's happening here. And the Democrats, Don Lemon, a longtime CNN anchor, he's spreading this. And he's talking to people out on the street. And they're saying, well, staged by who? And he said, well, by the administration. And the lady says, why? I said, well, to distract attention from the war with Iran, working toward nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles to kill us all. And what else did he say? Oh, they just can't get over this Epstein thing. And I got to tell you, Don Lemon might have grown up on Epstein Island himself. Might be why he walks funny. But he's not done yet because he's out there spreading the word of the Democrat Party. Oh, it was all staged. So doubt and conflict.
What do you think happened at the Correspondents' Center?
I know everyone is saying it is false, and I think it was very true. Like
that it's staged.
I think it wasn't staged. I think it happened. Yeah. What about you?
My take is like it's sad. Why it's happening that many things in our country. We never had that much violence
the left.
In any admission before.
Right.
So we're so divided, and it's sad for this country. Instead of someone uniting us, why we're having all this? We're not this country.
Yeah, we're not this country. And she's got an accent, and she's right. And it's not Trump who's dividing the country. It's the Trump deranged lunatics who are shooting Trump, and they hit him once and have tried multiple times. Again, we had a guy shot and killed at Mar-a-Lago in February. And so about 2 months ago, shot and killed at Mar-a-Lago. He was attacking at 1 a.m. or 1:30 a.m. with a shotgun and a can of gas because he was going to burn it down. And he had to be shot and killed. Another guy out of Idaho had to be arrested because he threatened 10 or 12 times in phone calls to kill the president. President shot once in a suicide attack in Butler, Pennsylvania. Another gunman at his golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida, was planning on assassinating him there. The Secret Service stopped him. And last night, the Secret Service stopped this Democrat. And the Democrats think this is all normal. Don Lemon is out there spreading the word of the Democrat Party. Oh, it was all staged.
Are you online? Are you on social media?
I am very active.
Are you seeing the ones where people are saying it's staged?
I see a lot of it, and then it brings your question: is it really staged for just to make a point and divide us more?
But that's
I'm
a
just
very
saying
sad
it is.
world we live
It
in.
is a
Whether
very
or not we
sad
can
world.
debate if it's staged or not. We have a president that just is always staging things, always kind of gaslighting us, and then for us to have to debate whether or not this is staged, that's sad.
Yeah, that's you. That's your party. That's your mental illness. That's got nothing to do with Trump or the White House or anybody there. You people are very severely mentally ill. And then 39, is that where we're going? Jonathan Capehart. He's a crossdresser, isn't he? On MS-13 DNC.
Jonathan Capehart.
And He's like, oh gosh, everybody at MS-13 NBC is saying the whole thing was staged and it didn't happen. Let's go on television and talk about that because we're all mentally ill.
I saw something that, the false flag, this was staged, is a big thing in MAGA world, but I'm hearing that.
No, it's not.
On my social media pages from people on the left also.
Only, not also.
Thinking that this was staged, that this was a false flag, that this was something being done on purpose. And hearing you speak, Eugene, if it's coming from the right and it's coming from the left, these conspiracy theories, it says to me that it feels to be a lack of trust in this country and empathy.
Yeah, I ate all the ribs.
Yeah, and
they're gone.
Empathy. No, you don't know what those words mean. They're using these words now, and it's got nothing to do with empathy in America. You morons. God, you're dumb people. You shouldn't be allowed anywhere near a television camera. You're a discredit to everything that defines you. You're a disgrace to civilization itself. Jonathan Capehart, and he's with this guy, Eugene Daniels, who's got a big, 1970s Mod Squad fro, and he's doing the whole thing, MS-13.
If people can't see that a room full of journalists ran out of the room, got in front of cameras, got on the platforms, telling people what happened in the room. If you cannot trust what we are telling you, I don't think that's an issue of journalism. That is an issue of American society.
And you guys are the colon cancer on the body politic of American society. And you're the reason no one believes anything, because you're lying right here while expressing exasperation that people don't believe what they hear from the press, while lying to us in the same breath about a false flag. And and the MAGA, they never even pronounce it correctly, MAGA world, they're all spreading conspiracy theories. No, you cross-dressers are spreading all of the conspiracy theories. Just amazing stuff. And then I gotta tell you, completely nuts. So, is that 41? Is that for? Yeah, number 41, MS-13 weekend. They got a co-host on weekends, Jackie Alamany, and they're the opposite of journalists.
Everyone likes to be an armchair quarterback at the end of the day. Tons of people looking at videos wondering, why was Kash Patel the last person to leave the ballroom? Did Secret Service mess up? Did they forget about him? No, actually, Ashley was sitting with him. She said his instincts were to stay, to be on the ground, play FBI director.
He was operating bravely in that moment, actually.
And very quickly, there is a connection between conspiracy theorizing and political violence. Statistically significant. Harvard Kennedy School has done a bunch of studies on this, most recently, December 2024, after the November 2024 election. Again, it's statistically significant. We've got to nip this in the bud.
Nip it in the bud, just like Barney Fife got to nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. If you watch one of these networks for information, you are an idiot, and not just for watching them, but everything you've learned. It goes right to the Ronald Reagan line, the great Ronald Reagan line. It's not that Democrats don't know anything; it's just that so much of what they know is wrong. And today, look at MS-13, DNC, and CNN, and if you get your news from them and the New York Times, then you can regurgitate a lot of what you've heard, perhaps, but it's all wrong. It's all wrong. Jamie Raskin is the lost Mark's brother, and he's a racist, and I think he's Hitler. The Jamie Raskin is a Democrat congressman. They just like to call everybody Hitler, so I give him the thing. It's number 36, right? Oh, I apologize. Number 35. Oh, with Dana Bash, a lifelong Democrat. And Dana Bash on CNN talking to Democrat Congressman Jamie Raskin. Were they in a hot tub? Because usually these go better with a lot of hot oil in a hot tub. And it went like this.
You have, as many of your fellow Democrats, have used some heated rhetoric against the president. And do you think twice about that when something like this happens?
What rhetoric do you have in mind?
Just talking about some of the fact that he, is terrible for this country and so on and so forth. I understand that that's your Democratic
right. Not that you say that.
But overall.
But just the fact that he's terrible for the
do
country.
you
I have
have a
no personal
responsibility?
problem with Donald Trump at all. I mean, I talk about the policies of this administration, the authoritarianism like we saw on display in Minneapolis.
Yeah, the we just call them authoritarian. Oh, you mean with you fascists attacking federal law enforcement on behalf of illegal aliens who steal and kill and rape and traffic human beings and guns and everything else? No, and when Renee Good attacked, she was there disrupting federal law enforcement, arresting child rapists, while Democrats are defending illegal alien child rapists everywhere they find them. Just extraordinary stuff. And I never said just the authoritarianism that we see. I mean, enforcing laws passed by the Congress, Congress of which you are a member, and the laws involving illegal immigrants and illegal immigrant gang members, and he's enforcing the law. And then your boy, Alex Pretty, shows up with his semi-automatic pistol with an extra magazine to go and get into physical fights with federal law enforcement while they're engaged in police operations targeting criminals who are also illegal aliens. You mean when I call him an authoritarian for enforcing law? And when two Democrats perpetrate suicide attacks like Renee Good and Alex Pretty in Minnesota, then the likes of the Lost Marks brother here, they say, that's authoritarianism. Well, we're going to need a civil war to sort this out, I'm afraid. Jamie Raskin.
I'm talking about policies. I don't personalize it, and I certainly have never called the press the enemy of the people. I think the press is the people's best friend, and that's why it's written right there into the First Amendment. We need the press to be a vigilant watchdog against every level of government, federal, state, local, all of it.
You're not going to get an argument from me on that.
Yeah, no argument from her on that, because she just said, just because you're saying that Trump is bad for America and bad for democracy and authoritarianism because laws are being enforced and Democrats are a lobbying group for criminals and for crime. Jamie Raskin.
There is a free speech crisis in America today, but there's no free speech crisis in Britain.
Yeah, there's a free speech crisis because you fascists shut down the president of the United States. They had to take Twitter away from you. CNN and NBC fake news shouldn't even be allowed into government buildings to cover news. And he never uses any of that kind of rhetoric. Jamie Raskin, and we just heard him say that. And Dana Bash, she didn't research anything. She doesn't know, I agree with you because we're both Democrats in the hot tub over here, Raskin.
I realized a rally a day keeps the fascists away.
Trump's a fascist.
So we got to keep meeting like this, right?
Yeah, because Trump is the Christ a day keeps the fascists away, and Trump he's Mussolini.
I think Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and Trump's handlers thought that he would conduct some kind of Mussolini-style military march across the country, subduing all the local populations, but it's completely backfiring on them.
Yeah, so I don't use language like that, and they're here, and Dana Bash and CNN. They can't do the kind of research that the two of us do to say, well, wait a minute, you called him a fascist here, Mussolini here is said he's a threat to democracy here, and free speech is under assault. And Dana Bash apparently either unfamiliar with all of that, no research, lazy producers, no good news gathering, or she's aware of it and just left it all out. I apologize. I'm trying to get to as much as I can here, and there are about 3 hours more worth, but I don't have 3 hours more. Let's go to the telephones right now. Let's go to Donnie, calling from beautiful Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Donnie, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris, thanks a lot for taking my call. You know what? At one time, I got a quick question for you, but I just want to say, the reason I didn't go to college when I was younger is because I thought I was too stupid to go to college. And after listening to all these journalists, I would have just seen it well at journalism school, obviously. But my question is this. If Wolf Blitzer lost his glass slipper at the ball that night, who was Prince Charming to return it to him?
That's a good question. That is a very fair question. because there weren't, it would just have to be another journalist, because it'd have to be Democrats, right, and the cabinet members. Now, I love the glass slipper reference. That's very funny, Donnie. And I think you probably made a wise decision deciding against college. Me, I did a little city college myself after I was kicked out of high school. A little city college for me. But, we make our way in the world, Donnie, the best we can.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, I ended up joining the Navy when I was 17, and I did real well in there for 10 years. So I have no complaints and I have no regrets.
Very cool. That is great, Donnie. Thank you. I'm saluting you, buddy. I tell you, I was 17 years old. I went to work on a freight ship in the Gulf of Mexico just to get myself out of trouble and, get on with things. And that was a good call for me. Shipping paint on a freight ship in the Gulf of Mexico. I was the only native.
A little paint.
I was the only native English speaker on the ship, but I had a great time. Yeah, Donnie, but life is good, right? Oh, he hung up. Donnie hung up. He's got things to do. He's got places to be. Thank you, Donnie. God bless. The media, the Democrats, they're not on our side.
He was acting like a tyrant.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off and free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more, all at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
At Average Al's Furniture Warehouse, our sofas have cushions, our tables have 4 legs, our recliners recline. So come on by for a perfectly average experience.
Cumulus Digital doesn't stop at average. We work with more than 4,000 local businesses every month, delivering campaigns that beat industry averages by over 25%, driving real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Stitch Fix. Stop shopping, get styled. A+ on the outfit, Miss Turner. You were about to slay parent-teacher conferences.
Oh, these? Just the most perfect fitting jeans my stylist sent me.
Oh, hello, you, who didn't set one foot in a mall and still looks amazing. Just show your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized looks right to your door. Stitch Fix. Get started today at stitchfix.com. To my stylist, this look is dedicated to you. Thank you. Thank you.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like if I need a replacement part?
Sure, we can help with that.
Ah, nice. Hey, I just entered this online contest for coolest bike in the world. You think maybe you can vote for me?
Actually, we just do insurance, not popularity contests.
Yeah, I know. But what's your email? I'll just send you the link real quick. You can vote like 100 times a day. They'll never know.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
So what I'm hearing is there's a little bit of wiggle room.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Thumbtack presents Uncertainty Strikes. I was surrounded. The aisle and the options were closing in. There were paint rollers, satin and matte finish, angle brushes, and natural bristles. There were too many choices. What if I never got my living room painted? What if I couldn't figure out what type of paint to use? What if I just used Thumbtack? I can hire a top-rated pro that knows everything about interior paint, easily compare prices, and read reviews. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
They say higher education is outdated, irrelevant. We say don't settle for the status quo.
At Grand Canyon University, we shatter it.
We lead with a pioneering spirit in classrooms that are incubators for bold ideas.
You want opportunity. You want purpose. A chance to lead and serve in meaningful ways.
This is purpose-driven education. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu.
The Nissan Rogue. Pack it. Push it. Rev it. Rip it. Test it. Trust it. Drive it. You can take it.
The 2026 Nissan Rogue. Built for all the noisy, crazy, happy chaos you can throw at it. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. For JD Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like if I need a replacement part.
Sure, we can help with that.
Ah, nice. Hey, I just entered this online contest for coolest bike in the world. You think maybe you can vote for me?
Actually, we just do insurance, not popularity contests.
Yeah, I know. But what's your email? I'll just send you the link real quick. You can vote like 100 times a day. They'll never know.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
So what I'm hearing is there's a little bit of wiggle room.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates covered subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
The winter models don't miss in the DMV. Snow, sleet, and ice are here to stay. It's Vince. You need a new roof? Trust Valor, where they believe a roof is not just protection, it's peace of mind. That's why right now, Valor is offering 50% off materials plus no interest until 2027, making it easier than ever to protect
trees are
what
budding
matters
like crazy.
most. And great news, Valor is now expanding with a brand new Northern Virginia office, delivering even faster, trusted service. But what truly defines Valor is Operation Raise the Roof, giving back to those who serve. Recently, Valor provided a brand new roof for Air Force veteran Sergeant Mason Mankey, ending years of stress and worry for his family and friends. If you need a new roof, honor, respect, and trust your home to Valor. Tell them Vince sent you. Call 833-83-VALOR or visit valorhome.com.
Trust your home to Valor.
Supporting our veterans.
833-83-VALOR.
News Talk 10.
I got like mad birds. Crazy. You got a problem, Rusty? I gotta quit calling you Rusty. Marie Lubapina. Marie? Can I call you Marie? I feel like we're friends. You got a problem, lady? Come on up here and talk to me one-on-one. You know, he's bragging about your fucking chat. You won't let you don't. You're just a miserable fucking bitch. You live with a man. You're depending on a man. You're a fucking feminist, though. So that motherfucker must be a fag. What are you going to do, Marie? Huh? Or you got Logical on your team? Huh? Joining forces with Tiffany? Are you fucking kidding me? And you white knighted for JC? That's when it fucking cued me in a long time ago, Rusty, about you. Everything I called Wiggin, you are. Fucking wishy-washy, flip-flopping motherfucking bitch. I never called Wiggin vituperative. I don't think Wiggins not bitter and abusive. No. You are. You are a very bitter person. Otherwise, you wouldn't argue with Lady Venom every day the way you do. You enjoy doing that. You engage in that, Rusty. Makes you look small. This is you, Rusty. You're very, 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 very insignificant, especially in my life now, because this is real to me. And Dougie came here 3 times. That is real. You little bitch. Or you want to make your little fucking clones and you're going to make a video or what, Rusty? How many channels have you gone through? This one here I created after I spilt the fucking drink on my laptop and ruined that, and I couldn't recover. They wouldn't let me recover that account. I couldn't recover it. They wouldn't let me use it. Which has protected me because they don't want people stealing your shit. And that's what you guys do. You steal people's shit. Marie, why don't you come on up here, Marie? Turn your camera on. I want to see how good looking you are. Because I like women. I do. I grew up, my grandfather had a plaque on the wall, plump wife in a bin barn, never did any man any harm. And my grandmother, Hayden, was plump. You're an idiot, Marie. Why are you supporting that fucking skinny arm motherfucker over in England against your fellow American, you stupid bitch? Yeah, I give you a reason to report me. I would. I'd like to slap you right in the fucking face, watch the spit come out of your mouth and your fucking lips start bleeding. Because that's what you need, a real good swat right upside the head, bitch. You on Chinchilla's panel. I'm going to get my gun and shoot you. Huh? You fucking fat, ugly bitch. Look at the face on you. You have no room to talk. You're not funny. You are not funny. You're a very insecure person. You really are. You covet your fellow citizens. Why would you care that Wiggin and Dot are together? Why would you spend all your time doing what you do? Would seem like if you had something better to do, which I'm sure you could find something better to do than to fucking involve yourself with Jaro constantly. It's just constant. And you want to say you're a celebrity. You block me, and then when you feel the need, you unblock me. You're an idiot. You and all your little fucking friends. So here's the gauntlet today. All right. Fuck you, Marie Lubapina. You'll never get my support ever again. And anybody who supports you and anybody you support, like this fucking Alpesh Patel dumb motherfucker, you need a foot up your ass, Rusty. You can't do anything about me. You can't do one fucking thing. Nobody's trying to do anything about you. Other than maybe Lady Venom. You can't move on. You can't move on from Jarl Wiggin. You gotta have that to have any kind of excitement in your life, because otherwise your life is devoid of anything good and decent. I'm serious. You deny God, and all you do is manipulate people. CB, JT, Rain. You did it to Wolfie. Hey, Wolfie, how about you come up here all on your lonesome? Don't bring Gotti with you. Come on up and talk to Billy. Wolfie, come on up. I want to ask you something. I'm serious. I want to ask you something. I want to ask you, Wolfie. You fuckers. No, Marie, you don't want, no. Hey, Marie, go live. Let me know you're live, and I'll come over to your panel. I'll come over. Not afraid of you. We should I complain like you do? Oh, you turned my mic down. No, I let you speak. You're sincerely ignorant, and that's what I hate the most, sincere ignorance. Not that I matter in your life. Well, must be because you cloned me, using my mother. Must be doing something right. Otherwise, you wouldn't even think about me. I don't do it to you. I'm not making videos on people. I'm not running streams on people with their name and my title and all that shit. I could be a lot more creative than I am if I really wanted to. How about it there, Rustic? You fucking rusty old bitch. Why don't you come on up and talk about why you had a hysterectomy? Because there's only so many reasons why a woman would have to have a hysterectomy. 2 of them aren't good. Born with a defect, can't get pregnant. That's very rare. Usually, when a woman has 3, 4, 5, 6 babies, that leads to hysterectomy later in life. The other one is having too many partners, too many men coming inside you. It's not good. You get cervical cancer, the whole fucking 9 yards. And here she claims I'm a medical profession. All you did is take care of records. You didn't counsel anybody. You're not a fucking nurse. You worked at Planned Parenthood. You work for the federal government because that's where they get their money from. In the states, they don't have to take it, but the states take money from the federal government. Money is fungible, and that's what people in positions of authority do, especially when it comes to handling money. Who the fuck you think you are, Marie Lubapina? Why don't you come on up here? Why don't you bring your friends with you? Bring your best battle buddies with you, Marie. Bring them up here. Come on. Bring all your fucking your porn bombers with you. Let me see you porn bomb me, bitch. How about you, Will Durant? You got something to say to me? No? You don't want to say nothing? No? Yeah, you have to give credit where credit is due. I look at my last few streams. I'm getting 400 views. It's about the amount of people that are in here that participate in doing this particular thing. There's other YouTubers out there we don't even know. Lots of people using this platform. We're not the only ones. Rusty thinks she's going to control part of it. Supporting Alpesh Patel. You're an idiot. You're a traitor, Rusty. And you're going to be like the French women that collaborated with the Nazis. I would love to shave the hair off your fucking head, bitch. I really would. Because you're an ignorant motherfucking bitch, Marie Lubapina. You can't do shit about me. Do something. Because as of today, I hate you, Marie. It's gotten that far. I don't like you. And I'll never change my mind now because you crossed the line. You're an ignorant motherfucking bitch. Someone who thinks they're never wrong, never going to admit they're wrong because you live in a fantasy world. All you have is this. I seen you. I don't need to be here, Rusty, but you do. You put a lot more time into this than I do, Rusty. Way fucking more time. You're fucking touching that keyboard way. I barely even touch this keyboard. You ignorant fucking bitch. Come on up here, Rusty. I dare you. You'll follow Wiggin up here. You'll come up here when Wiggins up here. You won't come up here and take me on one-on-one. Because you can't have a conversation one-on-one without an audience. You're not all that good at this, Rusty. Ooh, you can make a video. Ooh, you put my face on in the crack of JC's ass that you guys. I have that picture. And anything you put in there now, I can fucking anybody can copy it now. You just can't copy the name completely, just the avatar. You can steal the avatar. That's always been like that. You're chicken shit, Rusty. You hide behind your keyboard. You know, you got them fucking chips on your shoulder. You have a higher stack of chips than Tiffany does. Hate to say it, but it's true. Been dealing with you a lot longer than I've been dealing with that fucking idiot Tiffany. She's low level. She's nothing. You're there too. You're not much, you know, you're about equal. In fact, you are equal. Rusty. Rusty. Yeah. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! On JT's stream, they're all laughing at you. Fucking, you're the screamer. I don't go out on the streets. Yeah, you won't turn your camera on. LV turns her camera on. She can take the scrutiny. You can't. Yeah, Alpesh, I'm just going to ban every one of your accounts because you are a fucking pussy-ass motherfucker. You could never come out of your apartment and face anybody one-on-one. Never. You know, just go open your chat. You know, talk to your friends over your place. You know, Rusty will pat you on the back. Good boy, good boy. Fucking idiots. I don't like you, Alpesh Patel. I tried. I was even capable of you giving me a wrench in your chat. But then you ended up taking it away because your little fucking British buddies, they can't take the trolling. They can't be themselves. They have to hide behind sock accounts. That's the bottom line. I've fooled you motherfuckers so many times, it's, you know, it's redundant. You guys certainly don't make right decisions in life. Obviously, Rusty didn't. I'm making bank. Well, how come you don't have your own pad then? Why are you renting off a man? I think you guys are brother and sister. That's what I think. What man would put up with that? I wouldn't be able to put up with it. If I had some woman live with me, I'd want to sleep with her. If you want to touch it, play milk, lemonade, turn corner fudge just made. I would. And women are like that too. Don't tell me they don't think of sex. Sure they do. I mean, look at JC. I asked her to go to the fucking casino. Hey, let's go to the casino. Yeah, and I was naive about how all people were really at that time, except for her. I knew what direction it was going because they're all in CNN moderators, all of them. Everybody at Dougie's chat was a CNN moderator. All of them. They think they know what's best for other people. I wish it would. I wish you two. I wish the whole fucking thing would go down. You motherfuckers can't go online or nothing. Except for making a phone call. Because that's all you really need. Be able to make an emergency phone call. If you're a woman and you're at home and you're a homemaker and you know the kids are acting up or whatever and you have an accident in the kitchen, it's an emergency to call your husband at work because the husband should be supporting his family. That's the way it works. Women give birth, men don't. And you fuckers seem to forget that out here. Hey, Chrissy, you're LGBTQ. What, you think a man can give birth? Huh, Chrissy? Is that what you think? Because that's what that fucking thing is all about. Rainbow flag is all about. Men want to be women and they want to give birth. And in whatever parts of the country where these fucking kids, they're having them change their gender. Where are the fucking parents? Oh, there is none. Usually most of them are from single parent mother. Mother ain't got time to spend with the kid because there's no man supporting her and she has to go work. You can't be two different places at the same time. A mother should be at home with her kids. And the father should be fucking taking care of them. But we don't have that in this day and age. Instead, we have Angie. She gave her kid up because she didn't want the responsibility. You guys are irresponsible. That's what I see. Anybody want to fucking, you won't come up here. I know you won't. You can't because you have no argument. If you come up here, all you're going to do is bitch and whine and cry and fucking this and that and, attack people, insult and innuendo, and you're not funny. You're not. I can't even post that coffee man in that fucking chat. Go in there. As soon as I post, he's posted, so I see him. I'm 75 and lonely. No, you're 75 and homely. And they wouldn't let that post go through. I get sick of trying to research the fucking thing. This ain't no Rusty in my backstage. Al Pesh, I'm just sick of you fucking doing this shit. I'm just gonna ban you. You better turn your camera on when you come in my backstage, because if I don't know you, you're not coming up, I'm gonna ban you. That's all there is to it. It's fucking Alpesh. I thinks he's gonna fool us. That's the face of you, Rusty. Alpesh Patel. That's all you, bitch. And it's not looking good over here. You don't have the right to make me change for you. I'm not going to change for you. Fuck you. You like how I rant and rave? Oh, I'm mad. You wouldn't want to fucking be in front of me right now. You wouldn't. Because there'd be no words. It'd be all action. Yeah, I probably would say a few words. Fucking interrupting the fucking production line. Come on, come through my chow line, fuckers. Potato peeler. Walter Burnham, potato peeler. Okay, Vanguard. That's all Vanguard has. Potato. The potato peeler. Look at, I got a sweet potato. Looks like a cock. I'll put that in my avatar. About it, JC. Why don't you come on up here, JC? Open invitation. You were so proud to be the first one on my panel when I opened up. What happened to you, JC? And you should have said something to your friends about harassing me. They want to play the troll game, but they don't like getting trolled back. And you're included in it, JC. The other day, Doug went running to Wigan instead of coming up here and talking to me. And it's your friends doing it, Doug. Not one fucking word. It's all right. Action speaks louder than words. Inaction says a lot, Doug. Andy, you're just so fucking ignorant. Obviously, you don't, Andy. Otherwise, you'd open your own chat. All your friends would be over there. This is all you have, Andy. So you know what? Say goodbye, because I'm sick of you. You're a fucking idiot. You're nobody, Andy. Now go fucking smoke another cigarette, have another drink. Go hang out with your friends in New York chat. Or, go to the other one where Relentless and all them go. Is Doug live? Let me check. Yeah, Doug's live. Hey, Dougie's live, everybody. Oh, look at that. It says there's 0 people in his chat room. Nothing even going on there. About it, Doug. You're live. Why don't you come on up and talk to me, Doug? Since all your people want to attack me, because they are your people, including Joker's lady. No? Doug leaves his chat up all the time. Nobody complains about him being live all the time. Because that's where JC hides out. It's where Coffee Man hides out. It's where Bud Noble hides out. You know, Bud and Doug are fucking good friends. They like each other. They enjoy a good laugh. Oh, there's Wheatsart. Oh, Siberian Galpal. Oh, there's Vanguard. Vanguard. Yeah, they're good friends. Super Dave. Oh, me and Vanguard are good friends. What is it with you guys in Vanguard? That fucking guy's weird. Trashes your country. The fucker's got a potato for a brain. I'm glad you guys don't come around, to be honest with you. If I could have to deal with you. Vanguard won't come up here. No, he won't come up here. But that's the face of Dougie. There you are, Dougie. They're all your friends. All these fucking CNN moderators are your friend. Because you're a fucking New York bleeding heart liberal, Doug. I'm calling you out. Wonder what goes on behind the scenes. I wonder what's said in emails and text messages. Billy this, Billy that. Don't come to my chat because Billy will see you. You know. Doug puts himself above it all. All right. But yet he's in with the people that do all the trolling and the doxing and the harassment and, you know, the cloning, the spamming. They want to call me a spammer. Rusty's the biggest spammer in the chat. Constantly. In there with 3, 4, 5 different handles, like Logical. Logical's got like 10 bots going at once. I've been for months now. I go in, I use one handle. All I do is maybe switch channels, but I'm only posting with one. You can't take it. Okay, last call. Anybody want to come up? I'm going to post a link. I'll give it a couple minutes. And then I have things I need to go do. I got to get out of the apartment because it's nice out. You're an idiot, Marie. And this is how it's going to go until you fucking get things straight. You want to call me Hayden? That's fine. Because you're a stupid bitch. You're exactly what Logical is using a name for my mother. That's you. Look at this stupid bitch. You're the stupid bitch. You're lucky I don't use Ginger's picture. It's supposed to be 70 degrees. It might be there now. I'm not going to sit at this computer all day long. I go live at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I go live at 6 o'clock at night because I listen to the radio, and I do that because that's what I do. Keeping abreast of current events. Meanwhile, you motherfuckers looking at shit online, all the propaganda, right? Once again, Trump staged that shooting. Trump staged that one too. Chewy, you really believe that fucking Trump paid somebody to fucking shoot at his head? Wiggin, this is why I have a problem with these people. They're not funny. And it's fucking ignorant. Let me take a shot at your head. I promise I'll only nick your ear, though. Ew.
Oreo Thins, flavors that feed your fancy.
Because there are times and bath times. Because you're only human, there's hills.
Trucking, got my tips cashed in and keep trucking. Like the good of man together. All that's in life,
just going trucking on. Main Street. Chicago churches on the same street. Living up to you and in your typical daydream. Getting up and see what tomorrow brings.
Dallas on machine. Houston, to New Orleans.
New York, it's got the ways and means. It just won't let you be.
Most of the couples you meet on the street speak of true love. Most of the time they're sitting and crying at home.
One of these days, I gotta get going. We're gonna speak all alone. Joking, Not the doodah man once told me you got to play your hand. Sometimes you got to go around if you don't live down.
Sometimes the light's all shining on me. Other times I can barely see. Lately it occurs to me what a long, strange trip it's been.
What in the world ever became of Sweet Jane? She lost her spot, but you know she isn't the same. Living on reds, vitamin C, and walking. My friend can say it's a shame.
Looking up and moving, thinking. You got the mellow slow. It takes time. A big place to go. And just keep trucking on.
Sitting and staring out the hotel window. Gotta come down and keep the door in again. I like to get some sleep before I travel. But if you got a warrant, I guess you're gonna come in.
Lost in down on Bourbon Street. Set up like a bowling pin. Knocked down, it gets to wearing thin. It just won't let you be.
You're sick of hanging around, you like to travel. They try to tell you when I settle down. I guess I get relaxed all the time. Get out of the door and have to look around.
Sometimes the light's all shining on me. Other times I can barely see. Lately it occurs to me what a long, strange trip it's been. Trucking round about one home. What's on the bed?
Yo. Oh, yeah. Okay.
What's up,
Hi.
Alfalfa?
What's going on?
You don't greet me to your room?
I just noticed you were there.
I see all that shit you guys been writing about me. What's going on?
Ain't nobody writing shit. Right now, it's fucking Rusty running her mouth about me. Go tell your friend Rusty to fucking leave my name out of her mouth.
Well, it's very simple.
Hold on a second. Go denounce Rusty.
Why are you yelling at me? Why are you pointing at me? Why are you pointing at me?
Fuck you, Gotti.
What did I do?
When you go fucking tell her, give her my message, and I'll be nice to you. Get the fuck out of my face. I've had it. Go tell your friend to fucking knock it off, or it's gonna continue. Tell that bitch to quit hating on me, or I'm gonna fucking hate on her even more. And I'm not fucking kidding, Gotti. Fuck you. Go do the right fucking thing. Tell that bitch to come to my panel. You ain't coming up here white knighting for her. I've been nice enough. You better say something to her, Gotti. I better see it several times throughout the day, in case I'm not watching. Better go tell her to leave me the fuck alone, or this is what's going to happen right here. And it's going to stay that way. I'll troll her every minute I fucking go live. And I don't care who comes in and talks about her. Bitch. I'm not going to your chat if Wiggins there. Duh. Fuck you. I'm doing what JC should have done. That's right. Ignorant motherfuckers. I keep seeing Logical using my mother's picture. Them's fighting words. They don't want peace. They want a fucking medal. Would you bring your fucking little bitch boy Logical up here that fucking burn his feet? I know he burned his dick. That fucking high squeaking pitch voice he has. Fucking losers. I'm serious, Gotti. I'm not fucking bullshitting. I've had it. Come on up here and call me Hayden, bitch. Come on, Rusty. Come up here and turn your camera on. Why don't you fucking show everybody what you look like? Level the playing field. You guys want to be able to make fun of people, but we can't make fun of you because we don't know what you look like. You don't own the fucking airwaves. Fuck you. Yeah, I hope Alicia fucking nails every single one of you reporting you. I actually provide that service. I let you guys expose yourself. Rusty just can't take it. She's, they see somebody enjoying themselves. That's a typical liberal. They can't stand to see someone else enjoying themselves, and they're not part of it. You're an idiot, Rusty. What the fuck? You gonna make a video? Ooh, make a video. Ooh. I am the video. Would you come on up here, Rusty, you fucking fat, ugly bitch? You skank motherfucking bitch. You want to fight? Is that what you want? You want Billy to be mean and fucking ugly? You want to see the ugly side of me? I'll fucking show it. You fucking fat, ugly bitch. You're no better than JC. In fact, you are JC. What about you, Tiffany? You want to fucking take me on still? You're welcome. Come up. I'll talk to you one-on-one. Come on up. I'll give you something to brag about to your friends. No? I'm waiting for you guys to report me and get me taken down. Here I sit. Meanwhile, poor Iranians, the civilian population, they're under people's thumbs over there because of the culture, the barbarian culture. Who's in charge? It's like the Wild West over there, only it's still fucking 700 AD. Holy fucking jeez. I don't think Iran has a network of highways like we do. They don't have an Interstate 95 and what is the one up and down the West Coast? Interstate 5, right? It runs the whole fucking West Coast. You want a scenic drive? Start in San Diego and go to Washington State. That's a scenic drive. Not that I've ever done it, but I've been to San Diego. The mountains are beautiful. Couldn't imagine, 1849 being part of the gold rush. No, I guess Rusty doesn't want to come up and talk to me, does she? She only wants to send her ignorant fucking minions over here. Gotti, where are you talking about me? Hey, Rusty, you're fucking talking about me. You see that, Gotti? Why don't you go say something to her, bitch? You're welcome to come back, Gotti, when you do that. Now, how about you, Wolfie? Huh? It's saying you're in love with Gotti? Come on up and talk to me one-on-one, Wolfie. I think you should. I think I deserve 5 minutes of your time. You won't do it. You won't do it. You guys playing grab ass out here. I don't really give a shit. I'm having my fun. I've made more of you fuckers that cried to JC about me than I've ever gone to anybody to cry about anybody. I've sent all you fuckers packing to JC. Oh, we got to do something about it. And same thing with Wiggin. You guys complained to Wiggin about Billy Hayden too. Let's not forget that. Wiggin has he's grandfathered in. I guess he gets to fuck with Billy no matter what. Rusty, you don't have that privilege because I don't like you. There's nothing likable about you, Rusty. You're a reason why I haven't taken on another woman in my lifetime. The ones that I have wanted to be with, they were already taken. I can't have them. So, I accept that. I see Mike H was crying about my wife died. But yeah, he's okay with all of them fucking using my mother's picture and talking bad about my wife and all that shit. So fuck you, Mike Harrison. You grungy fuck. Oh, I'm still hurt. My wife died. I'm still hurt. JC sat there on her panel. Oh, Billy kicked his wife in the stomach. Billy punched his mother in the mouth. That's why she got a fat lip. Oh, that's funny, isn't it, Randy? Yeah, Rusty, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. They brought my mother into it, just like you're fucking crying about them bringing your family into it. You fucking fat, ugly bitch. You are. You're a fat, ugly fucking bitch. That's why you're fucking relegated to just doing this. Because obviously no man can hurt you doing this. You're pretty safe behind your keyboard. Trucking down to New Orleans. Huh? No? Okay. I'll see everybody on the flip side. Bye.